an attorney to help you. Call me, Lance Drury. I'll tell you in advance an affordable fee which includes costs and expenses that works for your business and family. Your first visit to the Lance Drury Law Firm is free and confidential, so you have nothing to lose. But the longer you wait, the more interest and penalties you'll pay. Call me today. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. You need an attorney. You need us, the Lance Drury Law Firm. Call me, Lance Drury, at 314-260-6120 or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Find your perfect Mazda with significant savings from all 3 Bomarito Mazda locations. Over 500 2020 Mazdas to choose from in every color and style. With every new Mazda has the Bomarito nationwide warranty, 10 years, 200,000 miles. Right now, during Mazda's Season of Inspiration sales event, buy a 2020 Mazda from Bomarito with 0 interest for 60 months and 90 days deferred payment. That's at all 3 Bomarito Mazda locations.
97.1 FM Talk.
Sean Hannity, Dave Glover, Annie Fry, Brian Kilmeade, Marc Cox. That's the lineup backward. Reminding you that you can rewind anytime at 971talk.com. The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, Beth, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Much, and I just want to congratulate everybody. The stock market, Dow Jones Industrial Average, just hit 30,000, which is the highest in history. We've never broken 30,000, and that's just despite everything that's taken place with the pandemic. I'm very thrilled with what's happened on the vaccine front. That's been absolutely incredible. It's nothing like that has ever happened medically, and I think people are acknowledging that, and it's having a big effect. But the stock market's just broken 30,000. Never been broken, that number. That's a sacred number, 30,000. Nobody thought they'd ever see it. That's the 9th time since the beginning of 2020. And it's the 48th time that we've broken records during the Trump administration. And I just want to congratulate all the people within the administration that work so hard. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the people of our country, because there are no people like you. Thank you very much, everybody.
So the president speaking today, that was just within the last hour, about the stock market being up over 30,000, 48 times in the Trump administration that they have broken records. Okay, so I'm starting. This is where I'm at, and I'm inviting you to come join me in a happy place that I am manufacturing for myself because it's necessary. If it's my happy place, you are welcome in it, as long as you don't pee all over it. Okay, you get what I'm saying here, folks? It looks, yesterday we heard that the GSA is permitting the transition to go forward. We also heard the president come out and say, especially about the GSA administration official who has apparently been getting threats of some kind. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. It would surprise me if she weren't getting threats. And he's like, I think her name is Emily, is a wonderful person, and I trust her, and I have not pressured her at all, and she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. And he said that President Trump said we do need to move forward with this, but understand that our legal case in several of these states is still ongoing, and he still feels really good about it. So the process moving forward is procedural. The GSA does not bless does not choose, does not bless, does not designate who the president-elect is, but the process of transition, which requires some money, is managed by the GSA, and they have decided to take some steps to move part of that process forward. And the president participated in that. if you're like me, you may be, you may not be. You're really. I've said this before. I'm not emotionally prepared for Trump to win these challenges. I'm just I've prepared myself for Joe Biden to be able to win this election. Do I think there's some sketchiness around it? Of course I do. But I've always felt like there is some sketchiness in particular areas because I will remind you that I live in the state of Illinois. There is a lot of sketchiness going on a regular basis, and I've seen it and I've heard about it firsthand. I don't know if I don't know. I think it's very likely the most likely outcome here is that Joe Biden wins this election, that we do uncover some very unsavory, potentially nefarious voting practices that took place across the country, and it still doesn't turn over the election to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump doesn't win, but his lawsuits could uncover a lot of problematic concerns that we have for all of our elections going forward, which is my biggest concern right now. So let's get back to my manufactured treehouse happy place that I have room for all of you in. Join me. We have like lights hanging up and they flash, they flicker. It makes it look cool. And a black light, black light lamp. This is going back to my childhood.
Yes.
I'm in.
I had in my ceiling fan when I was a kid 3 blacklight light bulbs.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh my gosh.
That cool.
That seems like that would give me the biggest headache.
Yeah.
Like the largest headache known to man.
Why?
I don't know. Just not having. I like Christmas lights and I like really dim, warm lights. But anything like a black light, I feel like my eyes would be crossed.
It just made the room.
Day.
It just made the room look purple, and it didn't light up anything. It's like it was really impractical, which is what you do when you're 14.
Yes.
It made the stars, the glow stars on my ceiling, look real sweet. So back to my happy place in the treehouse. Donald Trump's success on the economy is obvious to whom? The American people. Your 401k right now, thank you, Donald Trump and Donald Trump economic advisors. You know it. You don't need anybody to tell you, to discern for you what it was like during the Obama years and what it was like economically during the Trump years. You're smart enough all by yourself without all these pundits and these political figureheads and these media sycophants who come onto the television. They don't care about what happens. They just want to make sure that at the end of the day, you know who to credit or blame. That's all there is to it. But you know, and you know more regarding your pocketbook than you're probably paying attention to any other policy that is out there. Your access to jobs, your access to more income, your access to freedom and choice. You've had that under Donald Trump and you know it. And your friends know it. And your friends who vote Democrat or voted Democrat because Donald Trump makes them feel bad inside, they know it too. Now, if Joe Biden's policies are going to be as detrimental as I believe they're going to be, as Stephen Moore, who was on the show yesterday, believes they're going to be, as you likely believe they're going to be, if they're going to take the American tax dollar and funnel it into some global initiative to combat climate change, where America has to bend over backwards to make sure that they are funding this whole thing for the entire world, when I saw Ivanka Trump was talking about our carbon emissions are lower than they've ever been, and it's under the Trump administration. It's not even like the smack you in the face climate change initiative that Biden wants to take credit for, and he hasn't even gotten into office yet. He's going to put John Kerry in front of it. It is a global economy for these higher ups to talk about climate change. So when you watch the next 4 years, if Joe Biden becomes the president, which I believe that he will be, we're going to have the opportunity for people to have a drastic comparison of what it's like under Obama and Biden and what it's like under Trump. Let's go back to what I said yesterday about name a Democrat, any Democrat, anywhere in the country, of any level, who has been under an inordinate amount of scrutiny, who has been raked over the coals because they've made a bad decision, because they got caught doing something they weren't supposed to. Name one. There aren't any. There aren't any. That is shocking. You could name any Republican and probably list off 3, 4, 5 different points of why the mainstream media would attack them on any given Sunday. Now we have Governor Cuomo, who's gotten an Emmy, which is hilarious. It's hilarious that he's gotten an Emmy. Like, you have to do research on how that's even possible, but he did. So, okay, he's got an Emmy. He got an Emmy for his televised briefings on COVID, and he's being lauded over this book that he wrote that talked about how to handle it. And he actually had employed one of the worst, most dangerous policies in the entire country of forcing nursing homes to take back in positive COVID patients. It ended up killing a ton of people, and he got an Emmy. Donald Trump manifested Operation Warp Speed. We have like 3 vaccines right now, and Governor Cuomo himself is disappointed over this because it happened too soon, and he's not really gonna play Donald Trump's game here. He's not really gonna go down Donald Trump's pathway here. Why? Because it's credit and blame, folks. It's all credit and blame. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with what's actually good for the American people. It has to do with Emmys. It has to do with credit. It has to do with understanding Democrat good, Republican bad. And it all comes down to the messenger. They're playing a political game that they've been playing since the dawn of time. Politics has always existed. Go back to Cain and Abel. Politics existed. The difference here is that we have a messenger in a warped mainstream media who needs a certain narrative to be true. So they prop up Cuomo, they squash down Trump. But here's the point, folks, and this is where I make my, we've got that fluffy rug, the big area rug, and it's like, it can be pink, it can be orange, it can be whatever color you want. I have all of the colors, and you can pick your own carpet square, and we'll sit on it in my happy place. It's real fuzzy, the kind that, like, once it gets dirty, you just got to throw it away because it'll never be the same again. Pull up a carpet square, folks, in my happy tree house. When Joe Biden becomes the president, we are going to quickly and drastically see the difference between Donald Trump and the alternative. And it's not about Trump versus Obama. It's not about Trump versus Biden. It's about conservative policies and progressive policies and the death that progressive policies are going to enact on the American people and our American economy. It doesn't prioritize you, and it's your money. You're the one who's funding it, and Joe Biden and his merry men and women think that your money is better served on these global initiatives that are going to fund things that that nobody even said in exit polls when they went and voted for anything. Nobody even put this out there as something that was really super important to them. And in fact, if America got rid of every single carbon emission that existed, if we didn't do anything anymore that, air quotes, polluted the environment, we wouldn't even be scratching the surface because these other irresponsible countries aren't doing their part at all. They're not, you look at these other major manufacturing countries that exist in our world. They're not changing their ways. They just want our money, and Joe Biden is there to give it to them, and it's your money. So pay attention to the economy. Pay attention to the fact that under Donald Trump, we've had 48 records on the stock market, that there were more jobs available to more people than there have ever been before, that we've had a surge in the economy, the recovery in this economy this year, the highs and the lows. That's because the president and his administration and their policies, those conservative fiscal policies, brought us back. And if Biden's policies are as bad as we fear that they're going to be, we are going to have a very clear option in 4 years. And I hope, God willing, that in 4 years, the Republican Party wakes up, gets their heads out of their rears, and understands that if they are given that opportunity to take it back after Joe Biden's first 4 years, he's not going to run again. And I don't think Kamala Harris is going to really have a huge amount of support running behind her. We will have an opportunity to have our plan put together, set forth, and actually do something in the first 2 years where I think we very likely could have House majority, a Senate majority, and a president. And it could be Donald Trump. Donald Trump could run again. It probably won't be. I know a lot of people think that he will run. I don't think he will. I think in 4 years, he's going to be able to do, he's going to be a folk hero. If he leaves the administration, if the administration leaves with a 30,000 stock market, with jobs being back with the economy being back, and that's even considering the fact that you've got obnoxious blue states across the country who are still trying to suppress this economy. I promise you, when Biden gets back in, things are going to start opening up a little bit, folks, because the numbers are going to need to look good, because it's about credit and it's about blame. So let me know. You can come on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Annie Fry Show, or the Annie Fry YouTube page. Tell me what color carpet square you want in my happy place. We were going to go listen to Joe Biden, and I just decided to talk instead. How do you feel about that decision in my happy place?
I'll take the orange carpet square.
You want the orange fuzzy
I'll
carpet
take that
square?
one. Yes,
Brian?
I claim it.
I'll take
Electric
a really dark colored one just in case I get a dirty one.
Dark?
Yeah.
In the 80s and the early 90s, we only had neon and electric colors.
Mm-hmm.
There's no dark color.
Okay. I'll take a bright pink.
Perfect.
Fair. We have a lot of those. They're in surplus. When we come back, we're going to speak to Georgia Democrat State Representative Vernon Jones. He is a Democrat who was in the House there in Virginia. In Georgia, and he became a Trump supporter and got a lot of notoriety because of that. We're going to ask him about the Georgia runoff race coming up, what's it's like down there, and how Trump country looks in Georgia with Representative Vernon Jones. When we come back, don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
I feel like I'm being haunted by a pair of headphones. Everywhere I go is a creepy ad for headphones I looked at one time. I hate feeling like I'm being watched. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure is just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of ENT and Sleep Medicine Associates called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, headaches? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with ENT and Sleep Medicine Associates. Call 618-206-5935. 618-206-5935. That's 618-206-5935.
Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to an IRA and protect your nest egg from the next market downturn? Thomas Helbig, being in business for 33 years with the Retirement Advisory Group now, knows how to make sure that you are protected. He knows the number one mistake that most retirees and pre-retirees are making with their retirement accounts. Do you? If you don't know about the hidden fees inside of your mutual funds and 401ks, you need to make sure that you've contacted Thomas Helbig to get that free retirement review scheduled. You can get that free retirement review by calling Thomas of the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. He is so excited to meet each and every one of the Annie Fry Show listeners, of the 97.1 listeners. He is such a fantastic partner and sponsor of 97.1, and it is a great opportunity for me to partner with him because he's a really, really good person who is doing a lot of wonderful work with people exactly like you. Coming in for your free retirement review, he's going to give you a copy of his best-selling book, The Boomer's Guide to a Worry-Free Retirement. Call right now to meet with the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, 314-993-9494, online at retirementkey.com.
Throughout history, rings of all kinds have been given to symbolize adoration and devotion. And who doesn't love a beautiful ring? Shane Company has the largest selection of unique rings and wedding bands, crafted to last a lifetime. For a new relationship, a promise ring will be a treasured gift. If you've been together many years, a 3-stone ring might make your tear up. The stones represent the past, present, and future. If you're looking for a wedding band, we offer every style, from simple classics to elaborate decorative bands, as well as bands with sapphires and colorful gemstones. She can either stack it with her wedding set or wear it on her right hand. Every time she looks at her ring, she'll be reminded of your love. We're going above and beyond to make shopping safer. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Check our website for special holiday hours.
Attention St. Louis homeowners. Are you looking to sell your house without all the stress? Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis can buy your house cash and close on your timeline. No commissions, no repairs, no appraisals, no showings, no headache. Call Chris now, 314-782-7000, or go online to chrisbuysHomesSTL.com to get a free no-obligation cash offer for your house. Behind on payments? The tenant stopped paying the rent? The house needs too many repairs? Not a problem. Chris buys houses in any condition and deals with any situation. There's a reason why Chris Buys Homes is the most trusted home buyer in St. Louis. Go online to get your offer today. chrisbuysHomesSTL.com or call 314-782-7000. That's 314-782-7000.
You're tuned into 97.1 FM Talk. And so is St. Louis. More and more people are tuning in every day for information with perspective. It's 97.1 FM Talk. 97.1 FM Talk.
Used to keep it cool, used to be a fool, all about the bounce in my step. Watch it on the news, what you gonna do? I could hit refresh and forget. Used to keep it cool. Should I keep it light, stay out of the fight? No one's gonna listen to me. If I write a song, preaching what is wrong, will they let me sing on TV? Should I keep it light? Is that right?
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We appreciate you being here. I got a lot of people talking about what color carpet square they want in my happy place, and I am happy to accommodate all of you. I really do believe that if Donald Trump is not successful in his legal challenges, which is a steep hill to climb, folks, you know that, and I know that as well. If he's not successful, then Joe Biden's going to have to put up. I remember right after Donald Trump won, there was a period of time, it was like right before Christmas, where I was not confident. Like there was a lot of push for something to overturn Trump's win. And it, a lot of it was the imploring of the electors, the Electoral College members to not vote for him. And it was like, I wasn't, until it was like, for sure, 100% done. I wasn't real. Even then, I was not 100% confident that Donald Trump was going to be the president. So, I have that same hesitation right now that there's this period of time where we don't know, but I'm looking at it and I'm seeing, Joe Biden's probably going to be the person. But I remember when Donald Trump won, after 8 years of Barack Obama, I remember thinking like, gosh, I hope our policies actually do work. I hope that these things that Donald Trump has been stumping for, that the policies he says he wants to enact, I hope they work, because this is going to be not easy. It is not going to be simple for the Republicans to make their case for the American people and have this iteration of a slanted mainstream media report on it in a way that actually shows if something good happened, that it's because the policy was good. A lot of people who cannot stand Donald Trump, they talk about kids in cages. The Obama administration built those cages, but that's not the point, of course. But they talk about Donald Trump separating kids from their families. They talk about the 1970s housing discrimination that Donald Trump was a part of. Nothing that Donald Trump has done since then matters, as far as how he has worked hard to help minority communities and in a wide array of things. None of that matters. It just matters the one thing that they can put their finger on that says this is why Donald Trump is racist. They need him to be racist. They require him to be racist. We were talking to Chad the other day, and I said, do you believe that he's racist? And Chad said, our producer Chad, who's black and who has been a part of the show every Monday for a few months, said that there are things that are part of Donald Trump's history that lead people to believe that. Well, there's an infinite amount of things in Trump's history that show that he's not this monolithic individual who is looking for opportunities to, exemplify what it means to be white and try to use that as a way to hurt people in minority communities. It's just not true. It's not accurate. And if you wanted to make that case, it would take you about 5 minutes on Google to understand how lauded he was in the African American community before he was a president, to show you the awards that he won from the NAACP, among other places, for efforts that he had made for the African American community. And then you could look at the things that he did as president that really, really helped the African American community. He worked very hard to do that. So it would take not even 5 minutes on Google to understand what he has done to really uplift people that are minorities. But people don't want that. The other side needs him to be racist. In the meantime, in the entire time that President Trump has been in office, the policies that he's been enacted are policies that belong to conservatives and the Republican Party in many cases. And they've worked. They've been successful. And nobody's looking at those policies. So when if Joe Biden ends up getting into office, we'll have a very quick and stark comparison between the two. And I think people are going to notice because people pay attention to their pocketbooks. Let's get to our guest, Representative Vernon Jones. He is a Georgia Democrat state representative, but he supported Trump and he came out and said that. He got attacked for it and he did not back down. He joins us right now. Representative, thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Annie. I'm honored to be on your show and I look forward to talking to you and being a part of your listeners.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, you're in Georgia, and the whole country has their eyes fixed on Georgia because that Senate runoff race sure is important for keeping some divided government in Washington, D.C. Joe Biden having a Democrat House and a Democrat Senate would be very drastically different than if the Republicans were able to win one or two of those races in Georgia. What's it like there in your state from the inside while we're all looking at it from the outside?
Well, Annie, I got to tell you, once again, Georgia is on everybody's mind right now. I'm proud to be a resident of Georgia. I'm proud of where we are, what we do, and we're a good state, great place to do business, and the quality of life is good, low taxes, because it's been run with some fiscal responsibility. Now, with that being said, we are up against a very, very strong resistance from Stacey Abrams and her far left group. They call it fair fight, but it's really an unfair fight. You and I both know between the harvesting of votes, ballots being counted with no poll watchers being there, dead people voting. There's a number of issues here. And of course, there's been a recount. There was some shift, but the governor has called for an audit. I'm glad he has called for an audit. It's about time. But we're still in a fight, even with litigation. Lynn Wood is probably one of the better known attorneys. You can ask CNN that for what they did to Sandman. But we're moving forward. But we're fighting the people on the ground. Let me give you insight in Georgia. The people on the ground here, Georgians, they just want a fair and transparent election. And they don't feel like that has happened. I don't feel like that has happened. And it's so much energy at the grassroots level and a determination to make sure that Georgia, as it always has done, leading, hold the line. And I say that as if we're going back to battle. We have to hold the line. Georgia will hold the line. We will not see the Senate turn over to leftists and Marxists and the Stacey Abrams and Joe Biden crowd. We are going to hold the line in Georgia. We're having multiple rallies, just grassroots rallies just coming up. People are coming to Georgia for the right reason. They're not coming to register, at least those who are supporting those are reporting David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. They're coming here just helping with the campaign. The left has called for outsiders to come in and register to vote to participate in this election. That is what I mean by what I call election fraud, among other things. So we're ready and we're fighting here, tooth and nail, and we will prevail here in Georgia.
Speaking with Representative Vernon Jones from Georgia. Vernon, I'm going to ask a question that a lot of people are asking right now about these Senate runoffs. Based on the November election and all the issues that you were just talking about, can we trust the outcome?
Well, I can tell you this. More eyes are on this election than any other time before. We saw what happened in the general election. We saw how the harvesting of ballots made a difference, which that's the greatest exposure, where ballots are being harvested and sent in. We're seeing now from that Stacey Abrams crowd where they're literally calling, texting voters, asking them, did they vote? Do they want an absentee ballot to vote in the January election? If you respond by in a way they don't want you to respond, then they immediately start sending text messages attacking the Republican Party and saying all these mean and nasty things. That's what I mean. That's not fair. That's voter suppression. The very group that we're talking about voter suppression is really the oppressors. And so we have a more keen eye to that now. Those Georgians out there who thought there was going to be a landslide that may not have voted, that would have supported this president and supported David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, they realize more now than ever what's at stake, and they're coming out of the woodwork. So it is very serious. We're taking it very serious. We know what's at stake. This country has gone so far left with the Democratic Party until our first, second, all other amendments are at stake. Funding the police is at stake. Socialism is at stake. Antifa has played a major role in voter suppression, as well as Black Lives Matter. So people are waking up sleeping giants, what has happened. Yeah. And the majority of Georgians don't feel that way, and you'll see a difference in this upcoming election.
Representative Jones, I want to ask you, you, as I understand it, you're still a Democrat, right? You've
I am.
Maintained your, and when we've talked to you previously on this show, you've told us that there are things in the Democratic Party that you agree with, and there are things that you've disagreed with, and you've been dynamic on that position throughout the course of all of this. I'm curious about other Democrats that you meet. I'm curious about other people who are looking at the Democratic Party as it has shaped up at this point in time here in November of 2020. And, the Republican Party, of course, under Donald Trump has changed and evolved a bit. I feel as though it's become much broader. It's become much more welcoming and much more open to free thinking than I feel like the progressives have kind of shrunken what the Democratic Party allows you to participate in. Like, you've got to check all the boxes in order to be a qualified Democrat. I say that from somebody who is openly and honestly very conservative and Republican. From your position on the other side of the aisle, with your dynamic policy positions, how do you assess these two parties at this point in time, especially considering you supported a Republican president, but you still retain that Democrat party affiliation?
Well, let me tell you, let's start with the Democratic Party. I agree with many Democrats, and I'm agreeing less and less with the Democratic Party platform. They are really being taken over by the Bernie Sanders and the Pocahontases of the world, of this country, I should say, AOC, the whole four, whatever they call them. They are going so far. As a matter of fact, when I heard the representatives among those four, I forget what they call the full group, AOC and Squad, one of them said that if she wants to have a meeting and bringing Black people together, but not those who, in so many words, not those who agree with them. Well, she has gotten that from the liberals in the Democratic Party. They have hijacked the minds of African Americans. African Americans have been carrying the agenda for liberals, for white liberals, from walking away from traditional families to defunding the police department to concentrating on illegals more than people that their own families here in America, to not supporting prison reform. It take President Trump to do prison reform, to literally school choice. Democrats have African-American kids and many kids trapped in failed schools where the president had advocated school choice, but between the labor unions and various teacher unions, Democrats tend to cave in. And when you look at now African-Americans, many of them, especially the political ones, they are more afraid of who may agree with, they're more afraid to come out because why? They don't want to be attacked like I was attacked. They don't want to be called a sellout. They don't want to be called Uncle Tom. They don't want to be told they don't fit in. And that's where the bigotry is in the Democratic Party. That's why I haven't left. I've been a lifelong Democrat. I want to continue to pull back that sheet where show the real bigotry, where the real Klansmen are. And the real sellouts are those African Americans who allow these liberal Democrats to take them on agenda, especially where we were not reared. African Americans were reared and with conservative values, whether it was faith-based, traditional families, hard work. Those were things that were important to the black family. When I heard Black Lives Matter want to go at the nucleus of the black family, the black male, well, wait a minute. Why is they always talking about having a black father in the home? If you don't have a black father in the home, what does that do to the home? So what they're saying is just is the hypocrisy of what they're saying and the irony of what they're saying. So when I look at this president, when I look at the Democratic Party, they've gone so far. Now on the Republican side, Donald Trump has done an amazing job of redefining Republicans from a number of areas. First of all, he has proven with a roadmap that he can increase African American support. I think maybe 2 million more black men voted for Donald Trump and he got really more minority votes than any Republican president going back to the 60s. That said that he has a game plan. Why? Because not only did he talk the talk, he walked the walk, and he didn't let liberals intimidate him or scare him off the platform by attacking him and saying, well, you're not really for African Americans. Well, that was a lie. He has done more for African Americans than any president, Democrat or Republican, going back the past 60 years as well. And so I hope Republicans take a page from that, what Donald Trump has done, and realize that African Americans support police. African Americans want jobs. They want businesses. And what Trump was, his format was, let me teach you how to fish and not continue to give you fish. That goes over well. Now, again, the liberal media plays a major role in this. They want to put blacks on CNN and MSNBC, The View, and Rachel Maddow, and all those about the Republicans being racist. But when in fact, when you want to look at the bigotry and the racism, you can look directly to the Democratic Party because they do not want African Americans like me and others with independent minds and independent thoughts with conservative values. And here's a bigger racial component of it. When you mentioned me being a lifelong Democrat, now, I was told when I came out for Donald Trump that I should resign, that I am an embarrassment to the party. I don't fit in because I'm black, I have conservative views, and I support a Republican president. But when Zell Miller, who was a popular Democratic governor here, who was a popular U.S. senator here in Georgia, when he came out and supported George W. Bush and spoke at the Republican National Convention like I did, the Democratic Party didn't say anything. First, the white liberals didn't say anything because it was okay for Zell to think independently. And so when the white liberals didn't say anything, who's leading blacks around by the nose, then blacks didn't say anything. But when Vernon Jones said something, or he supports a Republican, when he speaks at the Republican National Convention, all of a sudden, I'm an embarrassment. I don't belong. So you can see the bigotry there. And Zell Miller never changed parties. He remained as a Democrat. As a matter of fact, until he died, Democrats and Republicans were going to him for their endorsement. He endorsed both Democrats and Republicans. His last race, when Brian Kemp when Nathan Deal won the governorship, at that time, Zell Miller supported one Democrat and supported a Republican on another ticket. So the presence is there. And so when I look at how they treat African Americans, and then they don't want them, they want them to toe their line, but then when they think independent, go to the Republican side, then they ostracize you and assassinate your character so much until you're scared. Just like whites, many white people are afraid to come out and say they're for Donald Trump. Why? Because they don't want to be called a racist.
Right.
So what you're seeing now is you're seeing the First Amendment at stake. Now you can get attacked based on your political ideology or your political party affiliation. That should be a hate crime. That really should be a hate crime. When you go and burn a business because you don't agree with someone's politics, and you get off when you want to shut down a city and people lose their jobs and their businesses, But you don't say anything to Antifa and Black Lives Matter who come in and marching super spreaders and burning down businesses and killing black people. They can do that and get away with it. And Joe Biden doesn't have to condemn them. But on the other hand, they want to paint Donald Trump, who wants to keep businesses open, want people to have a job, who want to enforce law and order with these, I would call rioters. Then they make it look like something is wrong with him. And so the Republican Party is going to, the door is open now for Republicans to really reach out and address issues that are not just black issues. They're really issues for everybody across the board. However, who doesn't want to start a business or open a business? That's black and white. But blacks have been taught to let us take care of you. Let us get you a check. Where that check is gone, where are you going to get the next check? You waiting on another check from the government? No, the government need to give it to people who really need it. Those who are physically unable to work, or those based on their age or certain handicaps. I can understand that. But people who can get out there and work, with the Democratic Party want African Americans to have an EBT card, but Donald Trump wanted them to have a platinum card, investing in their own business, growing their business, creating jobs. That's the big difference. And so, why is it that Vernon Jones cannot be supportive of an individual who happens to be Republican because of his policies and his positions? And here's the bigotry again within the Democratic Party and the news media. It used to be a time they called white Reagan Democrats. They can be a Democrat and go and vote for Republican, and it's fine. They're elevated. But when African Americans do that, then all of a sudden, the white liberals hire black agent provocateurs to attack blacks to keep the racism and the bigotry off of their hands, when in fact, they're the ones who are behind the curtain pulling the strings. And they are afraid and terrified by people like me, who is exposing them, and I'm going to continue to expose them.
It is so true. You're stepping up and having a voice behind this, and I really do respect the way you've done this. And you've said, no, I'm not going to just turn my party over and become a Republican. I'm going to continue to work at this. I want to encourage people to go to wakingupamerica.us and to follow you as your journey here continues. I want to continue to watch it as well at Rep Vernon Jones on Twitter. And we're going to contact you again, and we're going to watch and see what you're up to, because you're doing great things, and we really respect you for it. Thank you so much for the time today. So many great things that you said today.
And I just want to say wakingupamerica.us is about waking people up, and certainly African Americans, to look both ways before they cross, not be taken for granted, promoting traditional values, not becoming anti-anybody, but with love, affection, and education. And so that's what my organization is about. And yes, it has conservative leanings. That's how I was born and reared in a black family by black people. So it's not anti anything. It's just pro.
Thank you so much, Representative Vernon Jones. We're going to continue to follow this and your journey, like I said. Georgia State Representative Vernon Jones joining us today. He's got a lot to say, and we're really grateful to have him on here, because he's so spot on. His points, his perspective, so valuable to how we move forward. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to sum up here this hour. Interesting stuff happening with Biden's picks for national security advisor. We're going to talk with Dakota Wood about that at 2:00. Stick around. Morning Fry Show in just a minute.
Keep it light, stay out of the fight. No one's gonna listen to me.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating over 50 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Clarendale Clayton, refined senior residences coming in summer 2021 to the corner of Clayton and Hanley Roads truly is the center of it all, offering elegance, hospitality, and a wealth of amenities. Clarendale Clayton features 13 floors of independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Information Center is now open. Call 314-208-3025 or visit ClarendaleClayton.com.
Air Comfort Service online at aircomfortservice.com is very aware of the craziness of the times right now. And of course, a lot of places are kind of pulling back and closing up a little bit. But that doesn't mean if your furnace goes out and it's cold outside that you are going to sit there and shiver and have your teeth chatter in the freezing cold. You're going to need somebody who's going to be able to come in and take care of your furnace needs, but they need to be able to respect the situation that's going on. And Corey Malone has been ensuring that top to bottom, you are at the center of this process, and he is going to do everything he can to make sure that he can get your furnace up and running, but do so in a very safe and respectable way. He's working hard to protect you and his employees, and it really very much shows. Everyone has been adjusting to the new normal. Corey Malone and the team at Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling want you to know that they're here for you. And if you need somebody to tune up your furnace, to check it out, to maybe even replace it, 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
I'm Thomas Helbig, founder of the Retirement Advisory Group. When I meet my clients for the first time, many of them have worked over 90,000 hours and have built up a life savings. Their question is, what can I do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? Not only do we set up a strategy to protect your retirement nest egg from market losses, but we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money. You've earned it, and it's my job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call me now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review, and you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. This book covers everything I teach in my live educational events. Call me now at 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. Once again, that's 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
Napa know-how. Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for just $22.98. They're an iconic duo like Salt and Pepper, a hammer and a nail, or the holidays and awkward hugs. You can't get one without the other. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for just $22.98. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 12/31/20.
You like your burger medium well, your peanut butter crunchy, and your mattress firm. It's the little things that make you, you. And you deserve a Medicare plan that fits your unique needs. That's why United Healthcare is offering more plan options than ever, so you can find just the right plan for you. Call 1-800-362-8715. That's 1-800-362-8715 to get Medicare with more. Remember, Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th.
Ready for something new? Do something new. Visit jerrykelly.com and apply for a chance to win the Complete Career Change Sweepstakes. We'll randomly select 6 winners in December and pay full tuition to a local training school's 4-month program starting in February. Change everything at
jerrykelly.com.
How might this week's big stories impact your portfolio? Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale with Stifel. Join me and fellow Stifel financial advisor Eric Robert during On the Money every Saturday from 11 till noon right here on 97.1 FM Talk. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
You can ask your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk for information with perspective. Although you don't have to say all the tagline stuff. Just say, play 97.1 FM Talk. Powered by Dell Technologies. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
It's a really good time to tune into the Facebook Live, facebook.com/Annie Fry Show, or the Annie Fry YouTube channel. My daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, made some things at preschool. You know, she's in pre-K, whatever. It's like preschool. That's not. It's advanced preschool, pre-kindergarten is what it is. So she came and she's like, "Mommy, look at these." She does this all the time. Brings home something, and sometimes you look at it like, "Oh, that's really cute," and other times you're like, "What is it? I don't really understand what it is." And she made these things, and I was like, "Can I have those? Because I want to use them for my show." Look at these.
Oh my gosh, they're perfect.
They're 2 faces on sticks, and one of them's a happy face, and one of them is, I think, a sad face. It was like she made it happy, and she's like, "Oh, nope, that's supposed to be sad." But they really look like the things that you see on Twitter. I don't know what the man is called, but like the GIFs the goofy looking, I don't know. I feel like they're part of the frog memes and everything.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to do a segment like good news, bad news. And you can tell me a story. And then if it's good news, I give the good news sign. And if it's bad news, I give the bad news. I don't know. But these are hilarious things. And it's just like, this is the stuff that makes me the happiest right now. When I get something that comes home with my 4-year-old Evelyn out of pre-kindergarten, and they're these little purple, goofy looking
the eyebrows.
Are they eyebrows or the eyelashes?
I don't know.
And the little hair. I mean, this is like a 62-year-old man who's never really fully happy. Like this one looks, this one here that looks happy looks like he hasn't been happy for a while. And this one doesn't look mad. It really kind of looks like they think it's sketchy. Like this one here is how I feel about the election.
Mm-hmm.
This the side eye and the kind of like confused smile / frown, and then the little poof of hair right on the tip of the forehead. That's all there is to it.
Take
It's
one
pretty
to an
crazy.
auction. See what happens.
Nope, not going to do that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Marc Cox is going to join us when we come back. I'm going to ask him about some of this gun legislation executive order discussion that's going on. Stick around. Back in a second.
You have been hearing the phrase, others can't compete with Complete. So just exactly what does that mean? Well, at Complete Auto Body, they are the leaders in the industry and always strive to be the best. They offer touchless service, and they are proud to offer pickup and delivery to any of their services. Your safety is the utmost importance to them as they sanitize their shop several times a day. They are also offering $50 off any repair, big or small, for any new customers, even if the repair is $49. And then it's free for our first-time customers that require our auto body collision repair and or our mechanical service repairs. Lastly, while we repair your vehicle, don't worry. We have you covered with our loaner cars for only $9.99 per day while the car is in repair. To put it simply, they offer the complete experience. This is where they show you Complete's mission. They are a family and will serve you as if you were one of their own. With 5 convenient locations, others can't compete with Complete. CompleteAB.com.
Due to overwhelming response last week, Diamonds Direct is continuing our annual pre-holiday store-wide sale all the way through Cyber Monday. That's right, you get an extra week to take advantage of extraordinary savings. Save 20% and more. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, designer fashion jewelry, colored gemstones, engagement and wedding ring. Case after case of amazing deals. It's our most popular event of the year, now extended through Cyber Monday for your convenience. We've asked our designer partners to send even more selection to accommodate the demand. We've received extensions on our aggressive financing options. We've thrown the rule book out the window to make this happen. It's Diamonds Direct's biggest and longest sale ever. We're talking better than typical Black Friday pricing store-wide on the most popular holiday gifts. In a year filled with surprises and changes, this is one you can celebrate. Get her the most memorable and most romantic holiday gift ever and save 20% and more off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable value price. Don't miss the extended savings now through Cyber Monday at Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
Is your siding dated and showing signs of wear and tear? Do you worry about your friends and neighbors visiting your home when it looks like it needs repairs? At Lakeside, we feel you should be proud of your home. For the last 23 years, we've helped thousands of homeowners just like you update their home so they could love the look and feel of their newly sided home. James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding gives you the look of a brand new home, along with confidence that will last a lifetime. Call Lakeside Renovation and Design today at 636-978-5000. Get interest-free financing for up to 1 year.
Hi, I'm Alejandra Campoverdi.
I'm Darian Page.
And I'm Johanna Masca. And we're the hosts of Pod is a Woman.
Women got it done every day in the Obama White House. How do we get back to what unites us?
The first step is to have an honest, unapologetic conversation about the issues that really matter. So join us each week to understand just why Pod is a Woman. Listen and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your shows.
KFTK FM Florissant, K254CR St. Louis, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk, a radio.com station.
A formal introduction. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President-elect Joe Biden presenting his first cabinet nominees, saying they'll make us proud to be Americans. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Lisa, the president-elect introduced key members of his national security team in Wilmington, Delaware.
It's a team that reflects the fact that America is back, ready to lead the world, not retreat from it.
Antony Blinken is President-elect Biden's choice for Secretary of State. Alejandro Mayorkas will be nominated as the first Latino and immigrant to lead the Homeland Security Department. Avril Haines is on course to become the first female director of national intelligence. And former Secretary of State John Kerry will serve in a newly created position as special envoy on climate. Lisa?
Thanks, Rachel. Well, Biden did not take any questions. Neither did President Trump, who spoke about a half hour before him, focusing on the Dow, hitting a new milestone today.
We've never broken 30,000, and that's just despite everything that's taken place with the pandemic. I'm very thrilled with what's happened on the vaccine front. That's been absolutely incredible.
Getting up to speed on the vaccine program is one of the top priorities for the incoming administration.
Federal regulators could potentially approve coronavirus vaccines in early December, followed by immediate distribution, and those plans will be able to be continued under a new administration.
In communication with the Biden transition team, we are immediately getting them all of the pre-prepared transition briefing materials. We will ensure coordinated briefings with them to ensure they're getting whatever information that they feel they need.
Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, who promises transition will be professional and with the goal of saving lives. Eben Brown, Fox News.
A hint of life as we used to know it. Grammy nominees. Beyonce with a leading 9 nominations for Black Parade. America is listening to Fox News.
Are you taking Cialis or Viagra? Marley Drug has generics of both for just $12 per tablet. That's a savings of $60 per dose. Marley Drug is an independent pharmacy delivering generic Cialis and Viagra to your door for $12 per tablet. Call Marley Drug at 800-515-3062. That's 800-515-3062. Again, 800-515-3062.
At home with Robert, retired burglar and family man.
Carolers! That's the holiday spirit. Speaking of which, Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. Right now, you can get 40% off a new system and a free camera at simplysafe.com/holiday. That's 40% off the system U.S. News named the best of 2020. Simply Safe protects your whole home 24/7 with monitoring by professionals. The sale ends soon, so go to simplysafe.com/holiday for 40% off and a free camera today.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We should top out at about 55 degrees this afternoon. Lots of clouds, a little breezy, a couple of showers. Rain will actually be increasing as we get closer to sunset. Tonight, periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, heavy rain possible at times. A very wet night, windy, 48. Wednesday, rain around in the morning, then turning partly to mostly cloudy in the afternoon. Strong gusty winds much of the day. In the 50s during the morning. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Marc Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Napa know-how. Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for just $22.98. They're an iconic duo like Salt and Pepper, a hammer and a nail, or the holidays and awkward hugs. You can't get one without the other. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for just $22.98. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales price does not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 12/31/20.
You like your burger medium well, your peanut butter crunchy, and your mattress firm. It's the little things that make you, you. And you deserve a Medicare plan that fits your unique needs. That's why United Healthcare is offering more plan options than ever, so you can find just the right plan for you. Call 1-800-362-8715. That's 1-800-362-8715 to get Medicare with more. Remember, Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th.
When you venture out this holiday season, you might hear a lot of this. And hopefully, not too much of this. But what you really want to hear when winter gets grueling actually sounds more like this. Because with Kia's new lineup of winter-ready vehicles, winter wouldn't dare make a sound. Hurry into Kia's Command the Season event and get the deals you've been waiting for all year long. Save on select models like the 2021 Sportage, Telluride, K5, Stinger, and Seltos, all loaded with advanced tech and safety features built to handle the toughest roads. And right now, get 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash, or get $2,500 customer cash on a 2021 Sportage. So when winter comes calling, you'll be ready to command the season. Kia, give it everything.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Must take delivery by 11/30/20. Subject to dealer participation. Financing from Kia Motors Finance and approved credit for qualified buyers. $15.16 per month per $1,000 finance. No down payment. Offers may not be combined with other offers.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to weigh on us. While we all feel helpless, remember there is much we can do to protect ourselves, our family, and friends. All of us. Simply get in the habit of wearing a mask and maintain 6 feet of space between yourself and others in public. Wash your hands often and stay home if you feel sick. It takes all of us to combat COVID-19. Go to cdcfoundation.org to learn more.
How would you like the chance to win a truckload of DeWalt tools, plus the truck they came in? Yeah, we thought so. Don't miss Lowe's Provember event. Now through November 25th, you could win a set of 18 DeWalt tools worth over $3,000. And the truck? A 2021 Chevy Silverado. Enter for your chance to win at lowesforpros.com/Provember. Lowe's, the new home for pros. No purchase necessary. Starts 10/28, ends 11/25. LFP membership required. U.S. only. Entry rules on lowesforpros.com/Provember.
97.1 FM Talk is on the radio and online on your smart speaker, on your phone, and streaming anytime at 971talk.com. Find it all at radio.com. 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We are very happy that you've chosen to spend some of your afternoon with us. Very grateful for that. You can watch us if you're coming back from lunch and you want to take us back to your desk. You can watch us at facebook.com/Annie Fry Show and on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Each Tuesday, we visit with our friend Marc Cox of the Marc Cox Morning Show.
It's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. We can't.
I'm the best there is at what I do.
And that's the bottom line.
All right, Marc Cox, I got a gun question for you, and I know it's 2A Tuesday, so you're the guy to go to. I hope. I'm trusting you.
I love that, Annie. Thank you for depending on me.
Of course, we all do every morning, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm seeing words like gun registration, gun tax, gun grabbing, and this is all associated with Biden's new administration. What have you seen to this that has you on the edge of your seat, and how much of this can he do through executive action? Because I think that's where the real fear comes in. If you need legislation and we win one of those Georgia races, we're going to probably be okay. But what's this Biden administration going to do with our guns?
I think what they're going to try to do and what they're going to get accomplished are two different things, Annie, quite frankly. According to what I've read, what Joe Biden wants to do is include a lot of guns that aren't currently covered by the National Firearms Act in the National Firearms Act. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that by executive order. I think he can try to go through the ATF and get certain guns added to a list of guns that, that you're required to have a, federal firearms license for, something like that. But I don't believe he's going to be able to do. I think this is going to end up in court pretty quickly.
I'd assume there's some Democrats too in the House and in the Senate who are not gonna be able to stand by us. I would assume this wouldn't be a straight party line vote. This two-way thing is a pretty big deal.
Can you imagine, Joe Manchin or some of the more moderate Democrats going for this? I can't. What he's proposed is the putting a $200 tax stamp on owning certain semi-automatic weapons, like an AR-15, for example, or putting a tax stamp on requiring you to register and pay a tax if you
have. If you have an AR-15.
Well, again, it would require American citizens to come forward and register their weapons, which is what these Democrats are after. They want to know who has what. I hate to harken back to Germany in the 1930s, but they also wanted a weapons registry so they know who had what. This
I
flies
saw yesterday,
in the
Mark,
face.
people commenting on our Facebook Live were talking about that boating accident that you had, that you must have been
yeah,
discussing.
exactly. This would affect me, but I had all my guns in a canoe, and it flipped over. And they were at the bottom of a lake, and
where
that's
I keep
a shame,
all my guns
but,
in a canoe in the middle of a very deep lake.
Yeah, good luck getting Americans to abide by something like that. I mentioned on the radio the other day that for something far less, a tax on tea, there was an American Revolution. We have a Second Amendment for a reason. Can you imagine the American citizens putting up with an attempt to force you to register your firearms simply because Democrats who don't understand the difference between a fully automatic weapon and a semi-automatic weapon think they can throw some sort of a tax on it and make you register it? It's ridiculous. The other thing is magazine capacity. They want to put a tax stamp on every magazine you have that would hold more than 10 rounds. So
again, that canoe.
Similar, what's that?
That canoe. It's
yeah,
really
it's a canoe again, right? There's going to be a lot of boating accidents is what's going to happen. Nobody's going to do that. Now, and the saddest thing about it is the government can't buy back my weapon because I didn't buy my weapon from the government in the first place. So if he tries to float, gun buyback programs or any of that, I think it's going to all end up in the United States Supreme Court in a hurry before a single gun ever gets registered. Yes, thank you.
Hey, Marc Cox, we've been kind of talking about this for quite a while, and regardless of whether there's a Biden administration or not, there is an internal war brewing within the Democrat Party that one side is going to win. And do you think it depends on what Biden does and who he chooses for a potential cabinet, or is it just going to go as far left as possible regardless?
Yeah, I think the cabinet picks that would be in a potential Biden administration so far have been interesting. I mean, they're not some of the lightning rod names that were floated, but that doesn't mean that they're any less radical. I mean, I don't know much about Tony Blinken, who's going to be the Secretary of State, but I understand that he's a deep statist for what that's worth.
Yeah.
He's going to be involved in more endless wars and state building across the country, the world, I should say. Yeah, I think there is a battle, and the progressives are going to flex their political muscle. Let's assume for a moment Nancy Pelosi gets reelected as House Speaker. She's going to have a razor-thin minority in the House because we picked up at least 13 seats in the House of Representatives, which means the squad, those 4 or 5 or 7 or 10 members, however many they had now, including Cori Bush, are going to have a lot more sway. They're going to need every single one of those votes for everything they pass, and the progressives will impose their will on the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I was talking about this at the beginning of the show, and I'm curious what your thought is on it. Because if Biden gets in, which I am predicting that he will, if Biden is the president, and the stock market is at 30,000, 48 record-setting stock market marks over the course of the Trump administration, and the recovery continues to happen the way it has so far under Trump's administration. We have multiple vaccine options that are going to be dispersed still yet here in 2020 before we get into 2021. If Trump doesn't get reelected and Biden gets in, which is what it looks like is going to happen, if Biden's policies are as damaging and detrimental as I expect them to be, and I think as you expect them to be, I don't believe that the American people are naive and stupid enough to watch the mainstream media and to find out where the blame and the credit is assessed. People know what their pocketbooks look like, their checking accounts, their 401ks. They know what they look like under Obama. They know what they look like under Donald Trump. I actually think that there is really going to be an amazing opportunity to probably for the first time ever for a lot of these Democrats who, or maybe even Republicans, the never Trumpers who couldn't stand Trump so much that they voted for Donald Trump or for Joe Biden. It might be the first time they actually even considered what were Donald Trump's policies and why were things better under Donald Trump. And I think that, considering 2024, I doubt we see a Joe Biden, God forgive me for the thoughts that I have on a Joe Biden, second term. I don't think he's going to last a first term.
No.
I think this sets the Republicans up for a really, really big 2024.
Well, a really big 2022, actually, I think, right? I think the midterms are going to be huge. I was in financial services for a little while and I've watched stock markets go up and down. I'm enough of a realist to believe that simply having Joe Biden elected is not enough to make the stock market go down. Let's assume that he gets sworn in January. I don't think the market takes an immediate dive. However, the markets are going to be watching, and they're going to be watching what Janet Yellen does at Treasury as to whether or not this economy keeps moving forward. Some sort of a shutdown over COVID, it's going south, right? And this is the man who told us he wouldn't raise taxes on anybody that makes under $400,000 a year. We know that's not true because he's promised to get rid of Donald Trump's tax cuts, which gave tax breaks to everybody who makes under $400,000 a year. Plus, now he's talking about a gun tax. Look at the number of semi-automatics in your gun cabinet, if you're lucky enough to still have them. Mine are all gone, as we've discussed. But think of that's a tax. It's not a fine; it's a tax. Yeah. So he's already talking about increasing taxes on people. That's going to affect the American psyche. People are going to have less money to spend. They're going to have more restrictions on their personal liberties. So I don't think there's any doubt about it. The economy is going to suffer under Joe Biden. I don't know to what extent. But I think the American people will give control of the House back to Republicans in 2022, and then start scratching their head and wondering what in the hell they've done to themselves.
If Republicans keep the Senate, Marc Cox, again, regardless of who's president, do they continue to investigate this Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, China connections, all this stuff, or are they going to let it go, you think?
I just saw a Media Research Center poll that said in blue states, 45% of the people who were polled had never heard of the Hunter Biden story. Yeah. And that as many as 10% might have changed their vote had they known. So I hope they continue to try to make hay about it. But ultimately, we've seen what endless investigations have done during the Trump administration. It's resulted in absolutely nobody going to jail, and I'm not confident anymore that our Department of Justice is going to get anything accomplished. They need to have Bill Barr's face on a milk carton right now for not being out front investigating these allegations of voter fraud across the country.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I've wondered where he has been. I think I remember hearing November 18th we were supposed to get something from the Durham investigation.
Right.
That seems at this point like, yeah, okay, I'm just exhausted. I can't even keep up. And we've kind of missed the boat here for it to matter, although it still does matter. Marc, are you going to have a happy Thanksgiving? Are you modifying your plans a little bit this year? How are you going about this holiday?
Well, I wouldn't want to tip Sam Page off so they had to send anybody to my house. But I will say this.
Your family wasn't in that canoe, were they?
They were, unfortunately. No. Thank you, Andy, for pointing that out.
It's very tragic.
We are having a normal get together for our family this year, minus my elderly mother, who is. I'm just not going to risk exposing her. There are going to be some college kids around. I mean, these are the common sense decisions Americans make every day, and they don't need Sam Page or J.B. Pritzker to tell them how to live.
Yeah. Yep, I understand. I feel you. I feel you really significantly there. Marc, thank you for coming on. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to your family, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Happy Thanksgiving, Annie. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Rachel Campos Duffy. Excited to talk to her. She's the host of Moms on Fox Nation, and she is going to talk to us about some of these. You're seeing across the country people encouraging you to narc on your neighbors and stuff, like count the cards and make a phone call. And I think it was in Oregon. They said this is just like calling in a noise violation. Really? Is it? Gosh. I mean, like, imagine if the Pilgrims knew what we were doing today. It's shocking. What was it, the percentage of people who came over on the Mayflower and died due to virus and pandemic, and they came over here and founded this entire nation? And now our leaders in this free country are encouraging us to tell on each other because, your neighbors know better about what you're doing than you do, just like your elected officials do. What a weird time to be alive. Rachel Campos Duffy joins us when we come back. Don't go away.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Hi, this is Lance Drury. If you have payroll tax problems, you have serious legal problems, you need an attorney. Call 314-260-6120 or toll free 888-367-6512 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
Lakeside Renovation and Design is the exclusive home to Infinity Windows. These are fiberglass replacement windows. And I have, I can think of like 2 rooms in my house that have drafty windows and they need to be replaced. My windows are the ones that came with the house when it was built about, about 20 years ago. If your windows are starting to show signs of age and wear and tear, maybe the frames on the vinyl windows that you have are warped, or if you've got wood windows, maybe the frames have started to rot and you can tell that they're leaky. Maybe they don't operate properly. They don't go up and down the way they're supposed to, or they're drafty. They could also, this is kind of something to think about and be concerned about. They need to be safe and secure. They keep people in the inside of your home safe. So if you're looking for replacement windows, you want to go with the best. Lakeside Renovation and Design's Infinity Windows. They're 8 times stronger than vinyl. They have a beautiful views because the frames are smaller, but the frames are also customizable color, finish to make sure that they give your house that really classy look that you're looking for. If you're interested, reach out to them at 636-978-5000 or find them online at lakesidrenovationanddesign.com.
Hey there, it's Billy with Inside Out Tax. I used to work for the IRS and I help people every day get to the bottom of their tax problems. What most folks don't know is that the IRS by law only has 10 years to collect a tax debt. Once this date expires, the debt is removed. If you have a tax debt that you'd like for me to look at, then give me a call to set up a free 30-minute consultation at 636-495-5700 or reach out to us through our website at insideouttax.com.
We all know how major life events can bring uncertainty. It could be from adding a child to the family, retiring from the workforce, or going through a divorce. It may even be from experiencing the death of a loved one and witnessing firsthand how the lack of clear directives can lead to stress for those left behind. Creating or updating a will or trust is a smart way to plan for life's uncertainties and changes and to protect your family's unique situation. Tucker Allen can help. Tucker Allen's attorneys can guide you through the process, even if you have no idea where to start. We offer affordable fixed-price fees that are explained in your initial consultation, so you can rest assured there are no surprises down the road. Get started. Visit TuckerAllen.com today to schedule your appointment. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Non-attorney compensated spokesperson, Scott Trout, Principal Partner, Tucker Allen, 1001 South Kirkwood Road, Suite 130, Kirkwood, Missouri, 63122.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness 101 for many years. Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 3 times a week. Yes, 3 times every weekend. Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common-sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness 101, now 3 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
I'm Thomas Helbig, founder of the Retirement Advisory Group. When I meet my clients for the first time, many of them have worked over 90,000 hours and have built up a life savings. Their question is, what can I do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? Not only do we set up a strategy to protect your retirement nest egg from market losses, but we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money. You've earned it, and it's my job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call me now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review, and you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. This book covers everything I teach in my live educational events. Call me now at 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. Once again, that's 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
Information to keep you moving. Dependable traffic, mornings and afternoons with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Sun shines, clouds rain, train whistles blow and guitars play. Preachers preach, farmers plow, wishes go up and the world goes round. And
There are safe ways, and you can still be with people, regardless of the number of people there. I hate these arbitrary numbers that these limitations that are being given out by policymakers. Ultimately, if you are making good decisions, if you and your loved ones are perhaps, limiting your social activities prior to Thanksgiving to really lessen the risk that you're bringing that virus to the dinner table, you can be safely with people. If you have high risk people in your party, perhaps they don't join you. You want to make sure that there is some level of physical distancing, maybe not be sharing communal plates, but there are safe ways that you can be together.
So it sounds like that's Dr. Sapphire saying that there are smart ways that you can use common sense and still be together. But then again, if you go to the state of Oregon and you listen to the governor there, she's saying if you are driving around and you notice there are one too many cars in someone's driveway, you should call it in and complain about it, just as if they were blaring noise late at night and causing a disruption. It's just like a noise violation. Narc on your neighbor. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Don't you just feel the gratitude in the air? Unbelievable. Rachel Campos Duffy, host of Moms on Fox Nation, also a Fox News contributor, joins us now. Rachel, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show. It's a very strange time that we're in, like Thanksgiving. This just doesn't feel like the warm fuzzies that the Thanksgiving holiday normally gives us.
Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to you and to all of your listeners.
Yeah,
it's not very neighborly to turn your neighbors in because they have too many people, or the government thinks they have too many people around the table. And the truth is, the government doesn't care about our families more than we do. And I know lots of people who are having gatherings with their family and doing exactly what you just talked about. They're assessing the risk for themselves, using personal responsibility and exercising their freedom to decide how they want to celebrate Thanksgiving. And I think it's a wonderful thing. And you're right. COVID kills, but so does loneliness. So does depression. And so does so many of the things that are happening as a result of so many of the onerous government rules that are really preventing people from making decisions for themselves and figuring out how to care for their family and friends and lonely neighbors.
Rachel, at what point during this last 8-9 months that we've been living under COVID rules and restrictions and everything's changed, at what point do you feel like it really turned from being everybody's in this together to now it's a political issue?
It is. And you know what? The veil is getting lifted We're seeing things that we haven't seen before. We're seeing that those who have always wanted to use crises to impose more government control, to centralize power more in the hands of the elites. This is happening. And so I think more than ever that we as Americans, and especially as Christians, we need to hold on to our traditions. Thanksgiving, by the way, many of the people who are the biggest scolds about Thanksgiving are people that hate Thanksgiving anyway. They think it's racist. It's imperialism. It's colonialism. So, you have to wonder what their true motivation is. And again, like I said, sometimes the veil slips. Yesterday on MSNBC, they had a group of panelists. These are these Thanksgiving scolds telling everybody to stay home and just do it via Zoom. They talked about, again, colonialism and how, this was a colonizer's Christmas and how the Pilgrims were actually cannibals, which, by the way, there's no historical evidence of that. I think maybe somebody had some theory about it happening in Jamestown. But again, these are the same people that want to tear down our statues, erase our history, make us hate our own country, make us believe that our founders are bad people. The Pilgrims and Thanksgiving is the most amazing celebration. And if you talk to immigrants, they are the ones who are most in awe of this amazing holiday. No other country has this, where we get together. First of all, it's a holiday that celebrates religious freedom. The Pilgrims didn't come for money or gold or anything. They came to worship God. And that's a unique thing about our holiday. And then we all get together to thank God for these blessings. And it's also a very patriotic, celebration. The same people who are telling us to curtail Thanksgiving are the same people that are either burning flags, tearing down statues, or at least enabling and being apologists for those who have been. So I am not going to give up on my family's traditions. I am not going to let the government into my house. My home is sacred. Moving into, this coming Sunday will be Advent. I think it's important that we also not allow them to interfere with our Christmas traditions. In England, they're already calling for Christmas to be postponed or canceled, really, for another 6 months. So I don't trust them. I trust myself, my own intelligence, my own common sense on how I want to celebrate these holidays with my family.
We're speaking with Rachel Campos Duffy, host of Moms on Fox Nation. You can become a subscriber at foxnation.com, and also a Fox News contributor, a bright spot in any segment that you contribute to. Always great to see your face because your insight, it resonates with me a lot because of your, with your show Moms, obviously that implies you're talking about parenthood and families and everything. And really, while that might seem niche in news, cable news, to talk about something from that perspective, to me, I have 3 kids myself. It's the most important thing of all. Like that, the family and my faith, as you're talking about, comes before anything politics. And my politics are shaped by those things, not the other way around. And you said something there that I think is so important, and that's that COVID kills, but it's not just our physical health that is under assault right now because of this nasty virus. Our mental health is drastically being tested right now. I'm reading comments while you're talking on our live stream right here of people saying, I've been out of work since March. I haven't been able to see family members for a really long time. How do you, as a mother of a big family, I'm sure that you're working hard to stay connected to everybody. How do you keep those spirits up? Because let's be honest, a lot of times that falls on mom to do that. How do you manage?
Well, I think it's been really hard on, so thankfully in our family, economically, we haven't been facing that. But that's this really weird thing that's happening in our culture right now, where part of our society is doing fine through COVID financially, and another part is just suffering incredibly. And so one of the things that we've been doing is praying for everybody at night who has been affected by this, to find some sort of solidarity. We're trying to reach out to our pastors, our priests, to go, hey, who in our community needs help right now, and doing it in a really personal way, like finding out who that person is rather than some, random, charity that we don't know where exactly it goes to, like in our community, try to find solidarity with those families. Many of them might have been middle class last year, and now they're going into the working poor or the lower classes because of what's happening. And this pandemic has really, you've seen Amazon and Walmart and Home Depot, all these stores have gotten bigger and stronger and more profitable, and mom and pop stores, small businesses, workers are suffering. And so we need to remind our children about that. I think a lot of among my children, I think it's been hardest on my college kids, as far as just the disruption of their life. One of them is a freshman. I don't think he really knows what starting college really feels like, because everything has been by Zoom. All the activities have been canceled. That's hard. But my heart breaks the most for our elderly, those who are in nursing homes or in hospitals, where they're not able to see family. Sometimes I've had a lot of friends call me and tell me that the nursing homes aren't finding ways to help them safely visit their loved ones. And I sadly have seen other friends whose family members died this summer, never having seen anyone since at least family members, since the pandemic shutdown started. So these are very tragic things. And if you talk to people who lived through the Depression, by the way, they will tell you that poverty is its own trauma. And I'm just so afraid that if we don't get this economy going, we're in danger of throwing at least a huge segment of our population into poverty, into a Great Depression. And meanwhile, those at the top continue to do better. And it's a weird pandemic that has definitely enriched our biggest corporate globalist companies, and it's absolutely killing our restaurants and our small businesses, and some of the hardest working people in our economy.
Rachel Campos Duffy, host of Moms on Fox Nation, on the phone with us. Rachel, I really value your opinion on this subject. It's something that I've been wrestling with myself. As a Christian, how do we balance, protesting what we consider to be unjust laws and still honoring those offices, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think, first of all, understanding that our home is sacred. So those traditions that you've always had in your home, especially those that are related to your faith, we just can't cede that over to the government. That's not what our country was based on. That's not why the Pilgrims came here. And we need to remind ourselves that religious liberty is the most important. Free speech and religious liberty are just foundational to who we are as Americans. And I refuse to let the Marxists and the globalists and the secularists take that away from us. And I think it's really important as Christians that we empower each other to do that, to let each other know that you're not alone. Many people are feeling uncomfortable with this encroachment, but they're also getting this guilt from government officials and from other people who I think maybe don't have entirely good intentions. And so I think it's important for us that we know that we exist, that we're surrounded by each other, and to find comfort in that, and share that with each other so we can be strong together as we confront that. And also, make your voices heard. I mean, our government officials are responsive, especially at the most local levels. Your state representatives, your assemblymen, your congressmen, they have to be responsive to you because they're up for election soon. And so it's important that they know how the people that they represent feel.
Rachel Campos Duffy, we are so grateful that you've given us some of your time today. We know that you've got a lot going on, and I'm telling you, I'm getting flooded with people who are grateful to hear your positivity and your focus. The key being here that there are things that are sacred, as you said, the house and our family and our traditions, and speaking up for those right now is a very important thing. So we're very grateful for your time today, Rachel.
Thank you. It's countercultural, but it's also very American to be a rebel in this sense. So stay strong, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you so much. If you want to check out her Fox Nation show, subscribe at foxnation.com. She hosts Moms, and I think you'll find it as satisfying as that conversation there. Very great to speak with her. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing and taking in here on our Facebook chat, on our YouTube chat, because it sounds to me like there is still, we've gone in and out of talking about in the very beginning of this, some of the despair, the unknown that people were experiencing with job loss, that still exists right now. And, the idea of balancing truth and honesty about what this virus is with a message of hope. Are we allowed to have hope in this time? Is it a bad idea to have hope in a time of a pandemic and a an election that is not cut and dry, where so much is uncertain? Hope doesn't seem too prevalent out there. Let's talk about it when we come back. Don't go away.
Weeds roll and the stars shine. Wind house.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show.
Cowboys riding town slips.
Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
It just comes natural.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with 0% financing for 72 months and Carrier Cool Cash rebates on qualifying equipment when you purchase and install a new HVAC system. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event is going on now, so that means it's time to feast on the savings. What's more, you'll get the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and complimentary maintenance. Hurry into the Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event before these great deals get gobbled up.
Lease the 2021 Tucson for $209 a month for 36 months with $26.99 due at signing, or get 0% APR for 72 months. See your local St. Louis Hyundai dealer today. Offers end January 4th, 2021. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
We're all paying attention to our health a little bit more these days, probably taking vitamins that you didn't always take before, and you're working hard to do everything you can to put yourself in the best position to be healthy. What about your weight? I know that this is something that we all probably think about from time to time, and if you struggle to lose the weight, I want to tell you about Slim 180. Slim 180 helped me lose 40 pounds plus. And I did it with the medically supervised HCG rapid weight loss program. And I promise you that the experience was so positive. It came off so fast. If you're ready to lose the weight, if you need that extra help to lose those 25 stubborn pounds, or maybe the 150 pounds, whatever it is for you, make that choice for yourself right now to get that weight off and to do it with the fine people at Slim 180. You can go to any of their 6 locations. You can also schedule an appointment and meet with them remotely. 888-754-6111. 888-754-6111. Reach out to Slim 180 and start that weight loss journey today. MySlim180.com.
It's been quite a year, and the person who's been by your side deserves something extra special this holiday. Come to Shank Company for beautifully crafted fine jewelry. Our diamond stud earrings are simply the best pair of studs in town, and we offer them in every size and price range. The stones are natural and hand-matched for consistency. A cultured pearl strand is another timeless piece. We have the highest quality pearls, full of luster and sheen. A sparkling diamond tennis bracelet or a pendant with a colorful sapphire will brighten up the season. And for a guy, our 14-karat gold chains are a stylish classic. End the year on a high note with a gift they'll treasure forever. We're going above and beyond to make shopping safer. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Check our website for special holiday hours.
If you are looking for a home warranty, please check out my friends at Upkeep Home Warranty and Maintenance. You know, that maintenance part of their title is extremely important. Most home warranty companies out there want to deny your claim due to lack of maintenance. They claim you haven't been taking care of your equipment over time, so they don't have to help you out. Well, at Upkeep, they completely eliminate that worry by sending their own technicians out to your home 4 times a year to do the general maintenance for you. And if you ever need service done, they will either repair or replace your equipment. And that work is also being done by an Upkeep employee. It's not a third-party contractor trying to upsell you. Their plans are extremely affordable. You can even divide your payments up over the 12 months of the year. And when you use code DGS, you get $100 off your service. To check out all of their different home warranty plans, go to their website, upkeepstl.com. That's upkeepstl.com.
Being safe doesn't mean being scared. We all want to get back to what we love, to going out, shopping local, even going to work and school. But to protect the people we care about, it's important that we all take precautions. You can feel okay and still spread this virus. Wearing masks, washing your hands, and social distancing can get us back to a world where we can all breathe a little easier. Show me you care at showmestrong.mo.gov.
The Dave Glover Show.
The worst milk that I've ever heard. One time, Nick walked downstairs on his birthday when he's about 14, and he stopped at the top of the stairs. He goes, "Happy birthday to me!"
Weekdays at 3 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Tuesday. I had to think of what day it is. And I was surprised that it was Tuesday when I looked at my screen. It is a Tuesday. I was like, really? That doesn't make sense. Holiday weeks make everything weird. And I always feel like if I have a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week, sometimes it seems longer.
Sometimes it does. Yep. And it totally messes you up.
Throws you off.
It's all expectations. You expect it to feel shorter, and then it doesn't. And then
I don't even know what day it is, though. That's the problem. This is fine though, because this is a super short week. So, I was talking with Rachel Campos Duffy there. If you missed that interview, that was a very positive. She has a determination in her voice, like a confidence in her voice that I don't think we get a lot of. And surveying the landscape of stories that I can talk to you about any given day. Let me see here. I'm looking at my cut sheet. Foreign policy, talking about Biden's foreign policy and his A-team. John Kerry talking about, there will be no advance or separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. Well, I don't know about that. Donald Trump's done a pretty good job. And then, talking about Thanksgiving and how we're going to have to, we were talking to Marc Cox a little bit earlier and him saying, his elderly mother, he's going to not go see on Thanksgiving. The election fraud, the existence of it, does it exist? How much of it exists? A lot of people saying, we're talking about midterms in 2024. If election fraud exists as much as some people fear it is, will the Republicans ever be able to win another election again? I keep telling you, if it's bad and the Democrats are winning elections under this specific way of doing elections, why would they be inclined to do anything to change it? If they're winning this way, why would they change it? And if you look at the states that became very aggressive in mailing out ballots this year, pretty much blue states, or in charge, the people in charge making those decisions, they're Democrats. It's just, there isn't a lot of hope out there. And it's Thanksgiving week. It's the holiday season. Katie and Ryan, you both have your Christmas trees up?
I don't.
So the picture that you put up on Facebook is old?
That is, yeah, that's an old picture. I was like, well, guess what?
I was just saying,
running around
because I don't have my Christmas tree up, and if you two had yours up and I didn't, then nobody gets to talk smack on me.
I don't. That was from last year. David just loves Christmas sweater season, so I'm like, you know what? I'll put it up there.
Does he love it? You say that?
Does. He does. Real. He for real does. It's like his favorite outfit attire is his Christmas sweaters.
What constitutes a Christmas sweater for Mr. Katie Fitzpatrick?
Basically sweaters in general, period. He's like, look at my Christmas sweater
kind of guy.
And it could just be a brown sweater. And he's like, Christmas sweater, wearing it around the season.
Man, if you guys are looking for hope, wait till you see the Christmas sweater I got. That'll change your life.
Can't wait.
Oh my, it's amazing. I got it at a secondhand shop. It wasn't even at a Kohl's. It wasn't a regular store. It's one that nobody else has. And it is, I don't even know if you'd classify it as a Christmas sweater. It's just the most bizarre sweater I've ever seen. And I had to get it.
How is it going to give us hope?
Oh, it's that amazing.
It's uplifting.
Hope for what?
It'll change your life. You will look at it and think, I've never seen such art.
I hope I never see this sweater again. I hope I can find a secondhand sweater of this caliber. I hope
it could go either way. I'll give you that. It is so gorgeous and beautiful to look at that you may have to shield your eyes, but you also may want me to never wear it again for that reason. So it really is that great. We're gonna have to pick a day where we're all in the studio because this week's all messed up to do Christmas sweaters just so I can show that to Facebook Live. Yeah.
Okay, Kate, you're going to have to put it on the schedule.
Put it on the
Make
schedule.
sure that it's got to be the top of the
Top of the
show.
ticket.
Yeah.
I
Ryan's
got you.
sweater on a radio show. Should be great. When you're reading through some of these comments that people are sharing, I know that you probably feel this in some capacity as well, that there's just a lot of doom and gloom out there, isn't there? You know, you're watching as people are losing their jobs, and you're watching as people maybe haven't been put back into their job position. You're watching as people are separated from their loved ones, and it does seem a bit hopeless. But I feel like it's time for us to try to shift our focus and our concern and our worry into places where we have some control. If you have ever been in therapy, or if you've watched Frozen 2, there's a part in the movie Frozen 2 where everything is going awry, as things happen to do in movies. And Olaf is off to the side. Olaf's the little snowman. He says, "This is what I call controlling things that you can't control when things feel out of control." And it's just like deciding to take a moment and invest your time and energy and your thoughts into something that you do have some control over. And there are a lot of things that you can do to make that happen. So my husband and I, this is kind of silly, but my husband and I have been very busy trying to lead up into, this week with Thanksgiving week, because my husband's a teacher. So he's trying to wrap everything up to get into the Thanksgiving holiday. Our kids are in school, thank God. And it's just, things are the seams are starting to be a little stressed and everything. So we're like, what can we do to relax a little bit again? So we re-downloaded on our phones Pokemon Go, which is funny because I looked at it, and the last time I downloaded it, or when I had downloaded it originally, it was July something of 2016.
Wow.
And and that was when we were in the Lake of the Ozarks, and my 4-year-old was born in 2016. She would have been probably 10 weeks old. And so we were at the Lake of the Ozarks, and we're driving around. It was my family and my parents, and people would get out of the car to go see something or do something, but it was like 103 degrees outside in the Ozarks. So I would sit in the car with the baby while people would run out and go do something, because it was just so freaking hot outside. Like, I remember we were mini golfing, and I did like the first 6 holes, and I had Evelyn in a wrap on me, and it was too hot. It was just too hot. So I'd go sit in the car. So that was when Pokemon Go was like all the rage. People were going bonkers over it. And I thought, well, I'm just going to download it to see what this thing is about. Like, because I wanted to make fun of it, but I thought I need to know what I'm making fun of. So then I downloaded it, and then I sat in the car for this entire vacation, and I just ended up playing Pokemon Go and showing my mom, and she downloaded it, and my kids were just like enamored by it. And so we're in the car. We went to pick up my kids from my mother-in-law, who was watching them while we wrapped Christmas presents. I do have that done. We go to pick up the kids, and I had the phone connected to the Bluetooth in the car, and I had Pokemon Go on, and it just made one sound, like one iteration of one bleep or something, beep type of app noise. And my son was like, "What was that? Is that Pokemon Go?" And then I showed it to him, and he was, that's the happiest I've seen him in like a year.
Wow.
So we drove around, and we give the kids the phone, and we play Pokemon Go, and it was so silly and stupid and useless. And like, you start talking, like, the conversation you have surrounding these things, like, you can't, as a grown person, especially myself, because I have too much pride, and I'm like talking about, I'm trying to think of a name of like a Pikachu or a Magikarp or something, and you start talking like, what's the best Pokemon to battle this? And it's just like, I don't even want to say the words out loud because it's so silly. But I think the silly is what I needed. Mm-hmm. And it was time spent with family, and they were having the time of their lives, and we were enjoying doing something that seemed senseless. It was the most sensible thing we could have done at that point. Now, I'm not telling you that Pokemon Go is going to be your thing, but I'm telling you, if you need to find hope in something, look at what is the most important to you and invest in that thing. Let all of the other noise go away this week. Let all of the other sounds that are screaming at you, that are pouring into your daily stressors, and just say not today. And find something, whether it's a crappy television show that you want to invest in, or a movie that you want to see, or a TV series or something. Find something that allows you to remember that there is life outside of all of this despair that is being spoon-fed to you in the news media. And maybe I'm included in that. Maybe I'm not. I'm trying really hard to not feed the fear that is out there, because there actually is so much hope to be had. Unfortunately, we've got to push away so much that gets in the way in that process. You're going into a season here this week of Thanksgiving, and then you're supposed to go in right after that into a season of Christmas, which is a season of preparation and a season of celebrating something that is new and full of hope. And I hope that's what it is for you. But you got to give yourself the opportunity and the time to make sure that all that noise that is surrounding you right now, that you don't feed that beast. And I'm encouraging you to find something that allows you to put all of that stuff away for a while. It will be there when you're ready to go back to it. But when you're ready to go back to it, it needs to be put in the right priority spot. It needs to be in the right perspective. And I know you can do it. Find your Pokemon Go. Find, like I said, your trashy TV and embrace it. And I think that you'll find yourself smiling a little bit more than usual. Stick around. Dakota Wood with Heritage Foundation when we come back.
She's so sweet with her.
Hi, I'm Alejandra Campoverdi.
I'm Darian Page.
And I'm Johanna Masca. And we're the hosts of Pod is a Woman.
Women got it done every day in the Obama White House.
How do we get back to what unites us?
The first step is to have an honest, unapologetic conversation about the issues that really matter. So join us each week to understand just why Pod is a Woman. Listen and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your shows.
Attention St. Louis homeowners. Are you looking to sell your house without all the stress? Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis can buy your house cash and close on your timeline. No commissions, no repairs, no appraisals, no showings, no headache. Call Chris now, 314-782-7000, or go online to chrisbuysHomesSTL.com to get a free no-obligation cash offer for your house. Behind on payments? The tenant stopped paying the rent? The house needs too many repairs? Not a problem. Chris buys houses in any condition and deals with any situation. There's a reason why Chris Buys Homes is the most trusted home buyer in St. Louis. Go online to get your offer today. chrisbuysHomesSTL.com or call 314-782-7000. That's 314-782-7000.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, healthcare, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Drafty, neglected, depressing. If this describes your home's doors and windows, you're in luck. Right now, Mosby Building Arts is offering 10% off all doors and windows, or no payments, no interest for 12 months. With Mosby, you'll soon be enjoying an energy-efficient home that can only be described as perfect. Call Mosby at 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com before December 15th to take advantage of these savings. Mosby Building Arts. Home never felt so good.
KFTK FM Florissant, K254CR St. Louis, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk, a radio.com station.
He's urging the U.S. Senate to give them a chance. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The president-elect formally introducing some of his key cabinet nominees. Fox's Jared Halpern has this live.
The President-elect Joe Biden intends to rely on veterans of former Democratic administrations to lead his national security and foreign policy team.
They embody my core beliefs that America is strongest when it works with its allies.
Anthony Blinken, a longtime foreign policy aide to the president-elect, will be nominated as Secretary of State. Alejandro Mayorkas has been tapped for Homeland Security Secretary, and career diplomat Linda Thomas Greenfield is expected to serve as U.S. Ambassador to the UN. Former Secretary of State John Kerry will serve in a newly created cabinet-level position, Special Envoy on Climate. Lisa.
Thanks, Jared. Well, Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio calls Biden's picks caretakers of America's decline, suggesting they'd return the country to a normal that left us dependent on China. Moments ago, President Trump wishing Americans a happy Thanksgiving while presiding over the annual turkey pardon at the White House. This year's lucky birds, corn and cob from a farm in Iowa. Earlier, he made brief remarks on the Dow hitting 30K.
And it's the 48th time that we've broken records during the Trump administration. And I just want to congratulate all the people within the administration that worked so hard.
But he's not conceding a day after acknowledging that transition work should begin. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo pushing back for a second day on law enforcement officials who say they won't enforce some COVID restrictions, including a limit on gatherings.
Well, are you a politician or are you a law enforcement officer? You have to pick.
But this as the governor scales back his own family's plans after facing some internet criticism. America is listening to Fox News.
Are you taking Cialis or Viagra? Marley Drug has generics of both for just $12 per tablet. That's a savings of $60 per dose. Marley Drug is an independent pharmacy delivering generic Cialis and Viagra to your door for $12 per tablet. Call Marley Drug at 800-515-3062. That's 800-515-3062. Again, 800-515-3062.
At home with Robert, retired burglar and family man.
Carolers! That's the holiday spirit. Speaking of which, Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. Right now, you can get 40% off a new system and a free camera at simplysafe.com/holiday. That's 40% off the system U.S. News named the best of 2020. Simply Safe protects your whole home 24/7 with monitoring by professionals. This sale ends soon, so go to simplysafe.com/holiday for 40% off and a free camera today.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We should top out at about 55 degrees this afternoon. Lots of clouds, a little breezy, a couple of showers. Rain will actually be increasing as we get closer to sunset. Tonight, periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, heavy rain possible at times. A very wet night, windy, 48. Wednesday, rain around in the morning, then turning partly to mostly cloudy in the afternoon. Strong gusty winds much of the day. In the 50s during the morning. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a right fit for you. And check out the podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's digital editor, Megan Crane.
Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage does business the way business used to be done. And by that, I mean, like, there's an actual human involved, and the human is Stewie. That's pretty great because Stewie's a pretty cool guy. He helped me with my refinance a year ago. And I want to tell you something about Stewie. He does business the right way. I know that you can go onto some website, www.getmealowerrate.com or something. I don't know. Is that a real website? Don't go to that one. And when you go to put this information into the computer, like, that's the most non-personal experience you possibly can with probably the biggest expense you have. When you call Stewie's personal cell phone number, 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440, that's going straight to Stewie. Stewie is Stewart's American Mortgage. He set up his entire business to have the bagel loan so that he can do this in a way that doesn't charge you fees that every other lender is going to charge you for that mortgage refinance or for that home purchase. Trust me on this. I did it myself. I speak from personal experience. Stewie is the guy who's going to make this happen for you in the most affordable possible way. 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan. NMLS number 226715.
Rotting wood on your windows not only looks terrible, but it also causes your windows to function poorly. That can mean leaks and drafts and sometimes mold. 3 things you definitely want to avoid. As you begin your research, remember, Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows by Lakeside Renovation and Design are the most durable material, protecting your home and family from stuck, leaking, and rotting windows. All backed by a limited lifetime product and service warranty. Replacement windows that are built to last a lifetime. Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows by Lakeside. 636-978-5000.
Skip the crowded mall this Black Friday weekend and come to Shane Company, where shopping's safer and easier than ever. To keep everyone safe, we're taking extra precautions, including temperature screenings, mandatory masks, and social distancing. We've also installed a new air purification system with state-of-the-art technology. To make shopping easy for you, we have curated holiday gifts wrapped with a bow and ready to give. This year, one of my favorites is our exclusive star pendant with a natural ice blue sapphire for $165. It's the perfect gift for the star in your life. Another favorite, our elegant cultured pearl pendant with diamond accents for $465. We're going above and beyond to make shopping safer. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Check our website for special holiday hours.
Imagine 2 identical homes on the same street that sold in the same week for $400,000. One seller used a realtor who charged 7%. The other listed with Straight Realty for only 4%, saving $12,000. Hi, my name is Christina Straight with Straight Realty. Don't be fooled by high commissions. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. 314-441 all fours.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Critical thinking for critical times. The free exchange of ideas. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Download the radio.com app and stream the station wherever you go. The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
You're not seeing grifters. You're not seeing unqualified con artists. You're not seeing people who are, as far as we know, under investigation by the FBI. I mean, it just makes you realize all of the misfits that Donald Trump appointed to office. And by comparison, Trump really had the Z team. This is really the A team. I mean, it's really striking to me from Tony Blinken on down. They are all incredibly qualified with decades of experience.
Well, for some context, that's CNN analyst Max Boot, and he's talking about Trump's Z team on foreign policy versus Joe Biden's A team. I think the Donald Trump administration would probably have a little bit to say about that. I think they've had some foreign policy accomplishments that were, in fact, not even predicted that they could possibly happen. Listen to John Kerry in 2016.
There will be no separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. I want to make that very clear to all of you. I've heard several prominent politicians in Israel sometimes saying, well, the Arab world's in a different place now. We just have to reach out to them and we can work some things with the Arab world and we'll deal with the Palestinians. No, 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 and no.
Well, that definitive voice is John Kerry, and saying there will be no separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. And because I am not an expert at these things, we bring in an expert to kind of clarify some of these issues, and also specifically today to talk about some of the cabinet picks that Joe Biden is making right now for his administration should it start in January. We welcome Dakota Wood, Senior Research Fellow for Defense at Heritage Foundation. Dakota, great to have you back on the show. Thanks for coming on today.
Always good to be with you. Thanks for giving me a call.
For sure. First, I want to ask you about Joe Biden's comments there in 2016, saying, and you know, he's not parsing anything. He's being very clear that there would be no separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. Trump and his supporters would point to some of those peace deals that have been negotiated in the past year or two. Is that something different? Was John Kerry wrong, or is he right in a context that maybe I don't understand?
I think it is representative of this arrogantly confident ability to predict the future that you see in many pundits, especially in the kind of foreign policy elite class. They're so absolutely sure that something will or won't happen, and they make those kinds of statements. When what we know in real life is people are people. The world is a dynamic place. What didn't interest somebody today might interest somebody a year from now. You know, things change. And so just in the last, X number of months here or so, Israel has 3 new agreements in place with countries that previously wouldn't have a foreign policy open relationship with them at all. I mean, holy cow, that should have gotten world-shattering news, and most of the media, snuffed that out. So moving the U.S. embassy, from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, will never happen. Trump made it happen, said we're just going to do this. New trade relationships with in the Americas here and with China, certainly to the United States' benefit on that. But it's just part and parcel of working in the DC environment.
Yeah, I mean, does a Z team, as Max Boot on CNN said, does a Z team foreign policy effort get that kind of success done?
Well, absolutely not. How many administrations have we had since the 1990s, both parties, that have been urging our NATO partners to spend more on their own defense, right? So if we don't want to have as much military load, trying to defend Europe and our interests there against Russia, it'd be nice to have allies that also, came up to speed on what they should be doing, but they never did. And it wasn't until you had President Trump being very brash, very caustic, very aggressive, badgering them. Nobody liked that because nobody likes being pointed out to them that they're coming up short. So it's going to cause friction, absolutely. But what have we seen? We have seen more countries now spending 2% of GDP on defense, better improvements in readiness, a better focus on great power competition, all those things. And it was only the result of kind of the badgering that Trump and his team did. It certainly wasn't accomplished under the Obama administration.
Yeah, for sure. I want to ask you about, we're speaking with Dakota Wood, who is a senior research fellow at Defense at Heritage Foundation. I want to ask you about some of Joe Biden's cabinet picks, specifically Jake Sullivan. He has said that the U.S. should encourage China's rise. Well, that makes me a little concerned, especially knowing what we have seen in the past couple of years about what China has been doing on a global scale, specifically with intelligence. I mean, you put somebody in the national security advisor position who's really emphatic about China's success. Does that concern you?
It does. It shows, naivete. It shows this, again, supreme confidence in the ability to predict that certain states are going to operate certain ways. I want for the United States jobs at home and economic prosperity, strong, reliable trading partners, France and Spain and Brazil and other people, right, where we can trade things. China, just its pattern of behavior for decades, it's a surveillance state, it's an authoritarian regime, it imprisons its own people, the Uyghurs just being a part of it, you're non-Han Chinese, the social credit scores that are being imposed, their designs on Taiwan, not to mention what they've done in Hong Kong. So to expect that they are going to play by some kind of set of rules that the West has held on to and changed their ways, I think that was disproved, again, during the Obama administration, when you had all of these overtures of peace and favorable trade relationships and no use of tariffs and all these other sorts of things, as if it would change their behavior. And what we see in these regimes, whether it's Beijing or Tehran, Iran, or Moscow and Russia, is that they will exploit these incentives offered by the West to gain better advantage. It builds their capability and power, and then they leverage that. They don't change the nature of their regime. So I think the administration coming in is going to get hit with a smart dose of reality if, in fact, Biden is elected by the Electoral College and takes office on January 20th.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Dakota Wood on the phone with us from Heritage. When you say the potential administrations coming in, these potential cabinet picks and things, do you anticipate that these people are pragmatic, or are they going to make a point to just go against whatever Trump's done because he's Trump? Or will they stick with some of it?
Well, there is this, Trump derangement syndrome, right? Where because it was Donald Trump and how he behaved, very unconventional, very boisterous. I mean, we've seen 4 years of this, but it generated results. I mean, what I do is look at policy, effective policy, as opposed to personalities, right? And so I think you're going to have a strong push, especially on the progressive left, to disavow anything associated with the Trump administration. And I think there is great risk in doing that. So we have a lot of academic experience coming in. We have people who are usually prized quite highly in the kind of the elite infrastructure, foreign policy, diplomats, career civil servants in the various departments around Washington, because they don't upset a lot of apple carts, right? They don't really push for change unless it's change that has been dictated in kind of a social engineering aspect, for domestic politics. But we'll see a return to the tea salons of Europe, re-engagement on the Paris Climate Accords, which favor China at the expense of the U.S. We'll see making nice with the mullahs in Tehran, Iran. Even though they continue to sponsor terrorist elements across the Middle East and their designs for the destruction of Israel. So I'm just not quite sure how they think their approach is going to achieve a peaceful, more stable world that is in the United States' interest. And it'll be fascinating to see them make the effort.
Yeah. I want to ask you to really simplify for me and for my listeners here, the proximity of China to the United States, two global powers. And, I think that, I guess in some capacity, if China succeeds, that doesn't mean America inherently fails, but we have such a different way of going about our business. And, there seems to be a massive lack of trust between those two countries. What is our position on China, on the desire for China to have success? Do we need China to fail in order for us to succeed? How does that work?
No, it should not be a zero sum, or we grow at China's expense. I mean, we really would want, a productive trading partner. It's a big world. Lots of people can make money and have great quality of life and all those sorts of things. But where you see China, their system is that by law, every company in China has to make available to the government upon request whatever data they have. The opposite is here in the United States. We prize privacy, we prize private free enterprise, and the government has to make a case for why they should get access to privately held data, right? So they're polar opposites in the systems that they give. Now, what China comes up with, though, is going from zero economy. There was a huge market, and so they sucked in all of this foreign investment, stole all the intellectual property, things that should have been patented and trademarked, for protection. The Chinese took all that, they re-engineer it and make boatloads of money because they've got very low labor costs, no environmental compliance or other regulatory compliance measures, which the West, especially in the U.S., increases the cost of production. So a lot of Western money flew to China. China has used that then to make huge market gains. It's now the single largest trading partner for the country of Germany is China. So German economy has become dependent on good relationships with China, and you see this increasing resistance to calling China out for what it is. And this is something that President Trump had really made a big case about, and I just don't think that we would see a Biden administration as aggressively pointing out these sorts of pitfalls.
One last question for you before I run out of time, Dakota, Senior Research Fellow for Defense Programs at Heritage Foundation. With all of the different things that Trump has done and been so unorthodox in doing them, unexpected moves internationally especially, what do you think, as you look back over this 4 years, has been the biggest surprise that he's had success with doing things so strangely?
That you can actually accomplish things, with an unconventional, unorthodox approach. And what was fascinating and frustrating in D.C. is that you had a president that was actually trying to implement campaign promises, whether it was border security, renegotiating trade deals, getting NATO partners to spend more, whatever that was. He really was fixated on making good on these things. And what he found at every step along the way was the establishment, both in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, pushing back largely because his win upended the entire kind of accepted political establishment, all the conventional candidates. They hated him for that, and a desire and a willingness to be much more kind of blunt, right, instead of very nuanced in his diplo speak. And it just really put people back on their haunches. And I think that he never really got a fair shake in terms of all the actual successes that he achieved.
I want to ask you before we let you go, Dakota, when the rest of the world sees the way the United States is kind of handling this post-election, where there's so much uncertainty, there's a lot of legal challenges. I mean, we do democracy, we do the republic thing differently than anybody else does in the entire world. And I remember when in 2016, and I believe it was December, there was we indicted people, Russians, for trying to infiltrate our system. They said they didn't actually affect any votes, but they said that the point was not to favor Republicans, not to favor Democrats, but to sow dissatisfaction and distrust in the American people in our system. Is that still the goal? And are we getting to the point where maybe they've done it?
Yeah, well, I mean, from the time of the Founding Fathers, right, back in the 1780s, there was an acknowledgement that our system of government was unlike anything else the world had seen, and it carried risks. If you were going to have differences of opinion, the ability to speak your mind, you weren't going to have a unitary monarch and those sorts of things, you're going to have friction, and that's just the way it is, right? Competing ideas in the global and the national marketplace of different ways to do sorts of things. So when you have that kind of a system, it causes unease. People generally avoid confrontation, so the louder, more aggressive voice usually gets its way. But when you find pushback, you can have problems. Street protests and awful words in the floor of the Senate and the House, and these sorts of things. So power and influence, people cling to it. They want more of it. And they use the ability to say these sorts of things without fear of retribution. People don't disappear in the United States. We don't have political prisons. We don't, you can't evict somebody from their job in general, terms and those sorts of things. So there's a freedom to fully express yourself. But the hazard is you can actually express yourself, and we allow a lot of foreign voices into this debate. So I think it's really a lack of an appreciation of the strength that comes with that, and people are focusing on the problem. I will agree with you and say that you've got freedom of voice as long as what you say aligns with what I want you to be saying, right? Which is it's intolerance, And so we don't have enough of these sorts of conversations, and understanding that the reason we have been successful is because of this very system. And if we try to mute that, we will not be what we have been up to this point, and that would be a loss for everybody.
I suppose it's always been kind of messy And if it continues to be
Always.
messy, that doesn't mean it's not working.
Yeah, I wish, real quick, I could remember the name of the runner. It was a sprinter. I don't know if it was Michael Johnson or what have you. But he was being interviewed, and he had a very upright running style and broke world records all the time. And in an interview, they said, "You've got this unorthodox style. Why don't you run like everybody else?" And he said, "If I ran like everybody else, I would run like everybody else." So if you want the United States to be like our European friends or somebody in Asia, you're going to get a European country. You won't have the United States.
Dakota, this is why we have you on the show. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, however you're choosing to celebrate it this year. We're grateful for your time today and really appreciate your words of wisdom.
Oh, thank you. God bless.
God bless you as well. We're going to take a quick break. Went a little bit long there, but I could have gone longer. Katie won't let me because she gets real heavy-handed. She just says mean things.
I do.
She
I'm whispering in you guys' ear.
Real sweary and stuff, and she's chewing me out. If you watch the live stream, then you already know that. You see her. She's just
so red.
I mean, Ryan, it's intimidating.
It's like steam coming out of her brain.
Yeah.
I am a scary woman.
And she dresses the part. She's in leopard print right now because she's...
She's got one of those tiger lady claws.
That's why we work remotely. It's for our own safety. It's Katie's aggressive nature is just too much to handle. We'll be right back, and Katie's going to yell us on the break. So if you want to watch that, Facebook.com/Annie Fry Show and YouTube channel Annie Fry. Go subscribe. We're almost at 2,000 subscriptions, which is crazy, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
Fever is the leading sign of COVID-19, so use an accurate thermometer for twice daily temperature checks. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, physicians, and nurses. Stay safe with Exergen.
Another reading from the Golden Oak Lending Book of Mortgage Lingo. What is a cash out refinance? It's doing a cannonball from your porch.
Watch out!
That new car smell. A new college graduate in the family.
With a BA in business and a minor in medieval Renaissance poetry.
Reading the words, paid in full.
Woohoo! Did it!
At Golden Oak Lending, we speak mortgage and love translating it for our customers. Right now, rates are at a low 2.5%. Call 314-567-GOLD or visit us online at goldenoaklending.com and talk with an experienced local loan officer who will guide you every step of the way. NMLS 114937, 2.5% fixed, 2.655% APR on conventional 15-year mortgage with 30% equity and approved credit. 111 West Port Plaza, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey guys, Glover here. If you are nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the DGS.
Southern Armory, your Second Amendment headquarters, keeping in the most popular ammo and firearms on today's market. Can't find what you want? Have us order it. Southern Armory, 9901 Watson Road, 1 mile east of 270 and 44, and southernarmory.com. That's southernarmory.com.
This is Happy from Hardee's. Listen closely. Do you hear that? That's the sizzling sound of 2 1/3 pound juicy Angus beef patties stacked with 4 strips of bacon on the Monster Angus Thick Burger. You're getting hungry for the bacon. You're driving to the Angus beef. But wait, don't take your eyes off the road for the monster. When I snap my star fingers, you'll pull into the nearest Hardee's and order the Monster Angus Thick Burger. Feed your Happy.
Available at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
I'm listening daily. You are not alone. During these challenging times, listening is fundamental to promoting understanding and healing. Here's Duff McKagan on how exercise improved his mental health.
The working out is key. In my case, the depression that I've now had 2 separate episodes of, I would force myself into the gym and I'd force myself just to do 100 push-ups, and I would have some peace in there. And you have to get out. You got to run. Even if you run just around your block, you're too far from home. But what I gained from my martial art, my particular sort of martial art, is there's a meditation. It's called concentration meditation. And if I have a panic attack, I instantly go there and know that I'm going to be okay, get through it. And it's helped me innumerable times.
Talk has the power to save lives. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Selling your home is a big deal. That's why you need to work with an agent you can trust. It will help you sell for the most money possible, especially in this hot market. Hey, Marc Cox here, letting you know that's why I trust and recommend Gloria Liu with GL International Realty, part of Coldwell Banker Premier Group. You've heard it before. Gloria has the buyers. What that means to you as a home seller is Gloria may already have your home's buyer. Gloria has thousands of ready-to-go buyers, which creates higher demand and many times multiple offers. Time after time, Gloria sells homes at record speed with full-price offers. That helps you achieve your goals, whether it's moving out of state or into that dream home Gloria found you across town. Here's the best part. Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price, or she'll buy it. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Keeping you connected with news, entertainment, and information with perspective. It's all here. St. Louis's own 97.1 FM Talk. Free and fair.
Who's that sexy thing I see over there? That's me, standing in the mirror. What's that icy thing hanging
What's
on my
the
neck?
equivalent, Ryan, for men? Like, Katie, if this song comes on in your car, I mean, or a song like this that you a Katy Perry song maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you start to feel a certain kind of way, don't you, Katie?
Oh, yeah. And I am like dancing, bopping along. It just makes you happy.
Men's equivalent?
So yeah, Ryan, what moment in a grown man's life is equivalent to that? I gotta know.
I would say, I don't know about the moment, like when you first look in your child's eyes.
No, stop it. No.
How
Stop
about AC/DC Back in Black?
But and how does it make you feel?
It makes you feel like a BA.
Okay.
And something like maybe Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, for a little bit younger generation, something like that.
What? So, Katie, when what's your jam?
Gosh, I have a lot of.
I was gonna say, what name
They're
one
all,
of your?
They're all. Gosh, hold on. Let me. This is now. It's just right on me. Hold on. Let me pull up this.
I want to qualify though; those aren't necessarily my favorite songs, but they're ones that I think
it's not about-
generationally
it's not. It's not at all. It's not all about it being like, if you're going to put a song on the radio, this is the one, or like if you're streaming it, this is the one you pick. It's like when you're driving in your car and maybe you're on your way to something that you're kind of pumped for, and it comes on and you're like, yes, and you turn it up, and then you act a way that you would not ever act in the absence of said song.
This might be surprising, but Machine Gun Kelly came out with a pop punk album, and his whole entire album I have put on repeat every single time I'm in the car, and I am raging. Like,
can you get us one of those songs?
One is called Drunk Face, and it's really good.
Medium drunk face.
One's called Jawbreaker, which is not shots. No.
Can you play these songs on the air? Can we?
Yeah, I don't know these.
I think I could find. They're mostly
find
clean.
us a jam and then show us what this looks like.
Okay.
You're gonna also perform to this song? Is that that's fair?
Pretend you're driving in the car.
Yeah, pretend you're driving.
Pretend we're not here. Pretend nobody's watching. We're at facebook.com/AnyFryShow.
Right.
They're feel-good jamming songs that you just want to rage, throw up your hands and headbang a little bit. Feels good.
Is that something that is inherently inside all of us that is just waiting to get out? And it's like, you're not like, man, I really need to like, I really need to rage. I really need to get this off my chest. You don't know that you need to do it until the song comes on in the right moment. And then there's this thing that you've got to get out of yourself. And then there it goes. Like, are there people in the world who don't have that thing inside of them? I mean, I think the song, the genre, the avenue of getting said rage, which could be a good rage or a bad rage, out is different for everybody. But is that a universal thing that we have?
Yes. If it's not, if there is a certain percentage of people who don't do that, I would be a little bit afraid to meet those people.
Because music is supposed to move you.
It's supposed to do something.
Yeah.
And there's certain songs that are supposed to amp you up. And if they don't, and you're so level through listening to one of those, like put that person in a club and put one of those songs on. And if they don't move,
they might dig like a really, really amazing orchestral number. Like so for instance, I mean, I could put on Meghan Trainor and just jam out. I don't want you to know what that looks like. And if you see me in traffic and you see a Chrysler Pacifica from Cassins driving around and some crazy suburban mom acting like a moron, yeah, hi, just wave and say hello.
She must be listening to Meghan.
But I mean, like when I listen to, like, I'll listen to the Dark Knight soundtrack or like a Jerry Bruckheimer or Hans Zimmer or something. And when I listen to these theatrical types of songs as well, I'm just really impressed how you can put a collection of instruments together and it can move you. So here's the next question. Katie, have you ever been in the car by yourself and had a song come on and it's moved you to tears?
Yes, absolutely. It's mostly with Christian music, though. That happens a lot with like Hillsong United. If I'm by myself, even if I'm not feeling some type of way that day, even if I'm perfectly happy or feeling normal, if I put on a song from Hillsong United that really just strikes a chord, just like hits me, and I'm on my way home, I'll start tearing up. And it's just, there's a lot of passion. The lyrics are always so good. So that Christian music does that a lot for me.
Is it after I've gone too long on break and you've really had to yell at us and you're just trying to think of why is Annie so terrible?
I'm so angry that I can't do anything, so I just cry.
She moves from anger and into rage, into fear and crying.
Yes.
All right. What about Speak for Men, Ryan? Have you ever had a song come on, or is it possible for a song to come on not and move you to, a lot of people are saying Thunderstruck or, songs like that with Jump, these types of songs. Can it do the opposite thing even to the burly men out there where there's a song that hits probably at the right moment, the right time, and it moves you the other way?
Absolutely. And look, there's nobody physically stronger than me. So I'm okay saying this as a very, very strong
you're
man.
Wearing that sweater.
You're very confident in your masculinity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I'm saying it physically. I'm not confident in my masculinity. I'm just physically a beast.
Also, Facebook.com/Annie Fry Show or the Annie Fry YouTube channel. You can see his beastliness for yourself.
Even so, I can do that thing where you flex like each pec once.
Okay. Going to break.
Now, under my shirt. Yes, I would say Christian music will do it to me, except having worked in Christian radio, the Christian music on the radio doesn't do it because it's too part of the industry I was in. So if I'll hear certain songs like that are Christian that aren't radio songs, it does happen to me. Yeah. Songs about heaven.
It's amazing to I think it's really an amazing thing when music hits you and you didn't see it coming, where you maybe, especially in a time like right now where you're probably holding on to a lot of emotion and feelings with the holiday season coming up. This is generally speaking an emotional time. Like I'm noticing myself that Christmas is my favorite time of year. And I'm noticing certainly that so much of that is connected to my relationship with my grandma. So I think something Christmas happens and I get excited and then it immediately makes me think of my grandma and then that makes me sad. So like a song that would normally make me really happy can in turn then make me sad at the same time. But that's a natural part of the process. Like your first Christmas without a loved one, or your first anniversary without your spouse, or your first, the first birthday of somebody who you love dearly, who you've lost. Like it's important to have those feelings. And if you have them built up inside of you, and it takes a song to make you stop and go, whoa, what is happening inside of here? And you get that emotion out. Sometimes that's just really, it can be a really powerful thing. And I think mostly because it just catches you off guard. You just don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that song queued up?
I do. Okay.
Rage.
Here we
Do you
go.
have that dance queued up?
I don't know.
It's always queued up.
There we go. This does it for you?
Yes, it's so good.
This sounds like songs made in 2000.
Sounds like Blink. It's so good. So this is classic music that comes straight out of a late 1990s, early 2000s, like angsty high school love story. Like that's 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes.
Or Can't Hardly Wait. That was a good one. Seth Green.
So you said, Annie, this sounds like Blink.
Yeah.
The drummer.
Sounds like pop punk to me.
Yes. The drummer, Travis Barker for Blink-182 is also the drummer on this whole entire soundtrack.
That makes sense.
Sounds very similar.
Uh-huh.
Isn't Blink-182 a part of every band from the late 90s and the 2000s? Isn't there connect? I mean, like they created it.
Yes.
This genre, and then they just are all in it.
I'll be your number one with a bullet by Blink-182, friends. Some other band.
It's I'm not mad about it. It's just that sound is immediately saying to me, well, I mean, I was in high school and college during a lot of it, but
play Killing in the Name of by Rage and
so
see
good.
if that moves you more.
So good.
I dated it's funny because my husband's texting me right now songs that make him get pumped, and now I'm going to talk about this other boy that I dated.
All right.
Who I guarantee you doesn't listen to this show because and he was really sweet. I regret that there's no connection between us anymore because I think he blocked me on social media during the Obama-Romney presidential campaign.
We would have not worked out.
I remember we started dating when I was a sophomore, and then I don't know, we broke up and got back together several times. But it was in like when we were 16 and 17. I don't know why we talked about politics as much as we did, but he was very left and I was very conservative. And it was just like such an issue for us. And when we would talk again, that's all it would end up coming back to. But he's like the sweetest guy ever. And it's just like, I don't want that to be the reigning thing when I look back on that, is that like a 16-year-old and 17-year-old like couldn't manage a relationship because of politics. That's the saddest thing ever. But he was so into Blink-182 and I guess Sum 41. I don't know. Like if he were listening right now, he'd probably judge me for saying Sum 41 because maybe he was. I don't know. But like that's the type of thing that music does to me. Like I hear that and I automatically go back and think to that relationship. He made me a CD.
Oh, love it.
Which is what I mean, like
love it.
That is something you did back then.
Yes.
You make a mixtape or a CD or whatever. And it was all of this kind of music, but one of them started out like really ragey. And I think it was after I broke up with him. So I kind of understood it. But I mean, it turned out to be a really good song. I'm going to find it. I got to think about some of the lyrics so I can Google what it is. I'll find it and I'll play it when we come back.
Is it sad to think that your kids at some point will be like, man, my parents never got it, but you know who does is the Blink-182 equivalent of 2025.
And what? Got what? I don't understand.
What?
I don't know. You're speaking of people who don't get it.
Right. What are you
All right.
saying? What did you just say?
Michael on Facebook
Rewind
says,
it. You'll get it.
I don't think we will. Why don't you rewind it? Michael on Facebook says, okay, Annie, let me pour some wine and let's dish, girlfriend. I mean, I could. I could. I just wish it would have ended that way, but I can't wait to play this song for you when we come back. Stick around and we'll get angsty with Tony Colombo and Signs of the Apocalypse. We'll be right back.
Nuh-uh. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me. too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me.
This
too.
is the
I'd
Annie
wanna
Fry
be
Show.
me too. I'd wanna be me too.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsl.honorflight.org. And for free HVAC estimates, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Being safe doesn't mean being scared. We all want to get back to what we love, to going out, shopping local, even going to work and school. But to protect the people we care about, it's important that we all take precautions. You can feel okay and still spread this virus. Wearing masks, washing your hands, and social distancing can get us back to a world where we can all breathe a little easier. Show me you care at showmestrong.mo.gov.
So Michael's Flooring Outlet is waiting for you to stop by and visit them. These folks know flooring. And one of the reasons why I am so emphatic about shopping anywhere you want for flooring, but making sure that you stop by Michael's Flooring Outlet before you make a decision is because they have the experts in flooring there. They're going to be able to match the technology you need in your house. Like take, for instance, waterproof flooring. You're probably going to need waterproof flooring if you got pets or if you've got kids or if you got grandkids or slappy husbands. I mean, I don't know. It's totally your circumstances. But if you want waterproof flooring, you go to a place like Michael's Flooring Outlet because he's bought it in bulk and he is making sure that he can pass on the savings to you. Also, if you're looking for carpet, laminate, vinyl, tile, hardwood floors, they have a huge selection with a ton of different finishes that are made with great quality, and he's going to pass them along to you for a great value. Mohawk, Smart Strand, Forever Clean, Arrow, Revwood Plus Flooring. Check them out in St. Charles County and West County, also in Darien Prairie. You can visit them online right now to see the great deals at michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
The Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event is going on now, so that means it's time to feast on the savings. What's more, you'll get the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and complimentary maintenance. Hurry in to the Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event before these great deals get gobbled up.
Lease the 2021 Tucson for $209 a month for 36 months with $26.99 due at signing, or get 0% APR for 72 months. See your local St. Louis Hyundai dealer today. Offers end January 4th, 2021. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
If you're one of the many working from home these days or running your business remotely, you need a strong technology company that can handle any cloud, VoIP, Wi-Fi, or fiber needs. Look no further than Arcadia Valley Communications. They've got 50 years combined experience and prices that smoke the competition. Get your company connected by calling Ron Elkins at 314-924-3160 for a free technology assessment for your home or business. Find out what Arcadia can do for you. Visit them online at arcadiavalleycommunications.com.
Due to overwhelming response last week, Diamonds Direct is continuing our annual pre-holiday store-wide sale all the way through Cyber Monday. That's right, you get an extra week to take advantage of extraordinary savings. Save 20% and more. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, designer fashion jewelry, colored gemstones, engagement and wedding rings. Case after case of amazing deals. It's our most popular event of the year, now extended through Cyber Monday for your convenience. We've asked our designer partners to send even more selection to accommodate the demand. We've received extensions on our aggressive financing options. We've thrown the rule book out the window to make this happen. It's Diamonds Direct's biggest and longest sale ever. We're talking better than typical Black Friday pricing store-wide on the most popular holiday gifts. In a year filled with surprises and changes, this is one you can celebrate. Get her the most memorable and most romantic holiday gift ever and save 20% and more off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable value price. Don't miss the extended savings now through Cyber Monday at Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
The Marc Cox Morning Show.
Rodney Boyd.
It's a critical time for people in the region to support their favorite restaurant. Make a new favorite restaurant or 2 or 5. They need it. They depend on us, and they're there for us, and we need to look back and help them too.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
Na boca
So this is not the song that I was. Can't remember what it is. I'm gonna have to think on it. I need to like be able to listen to the song play out in my head and come up with some of the lyrics in it. But I can't remember what it was.
And it's not that one that we just talked about.
No, I think that song might have been on the CD, but it's not the one that I'm talking about specifically. I'm gonna have to go through the entire Blink 182 et al. Library, Sum 41, and see. I don't know.
Is there
Tony
a pop
Colombo,
punk
you ever
version?
make a mixtape for anybody?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I miss
Somebody
it.
special?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I come from the generation of mixtapes, so
I come from the water.
yeah, it was very common.
I miss that so much.
I made them for myself, for the car, friends, for girls.
When I was gonna say, when I said, did
else?
you ever make a mixtape for anyone? I didn't mean for yourself or for your car. I meant for the ladies.
All the ladies.
It's great to have one for the car, though. Like, so you can just pop the
Yeah, but
tape
that's not
in and-
interesting to all of us. We want to
Yeah.
know
Car
about the
knows how
ones
you
you made.
feel about it.
What was the
Yeah.
go-to mixtape song for the ladies?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, you
I
do.
mean, I honestly don't know. It would have had to been like totally what was happening at the time and whatever.
More
was
Than Words by Extreme.
The One I Love by REM, maybe.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, he knew. Speaking of signs of the apocalypse.
Now, signs of the apocalypse on the Annie Fry Show.
I want to know what a mixtape from Tony Colombo to Ryan Wiggins would sound like.
Big 90s rock, right?
I hate everything about you. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm
Jigsaw.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm
Whoa.
We
kidding.
can do
See, I
that.
told you she's
I'm
real
joking.
feisty.
Yeah.
I'm
Here's a
joking.
song. Here's songs about how much I dislike your
I'm
friends.
joking.
Man, that's a new song to go along with Black
I'm
Velvet.
joking.
You should sing Black Velvet.
I want to say about you guys were just playing La Bamba. When I was younger, my dad loved that movie, and so he watched it all the time. We had it like recorded off of television. Speaking of making tapes,
You remember
And
you'd memorize the commercial sequence of these movies
I
on
loved
VHS?
that song so much that I didn't speak Spanish or anything or know any Spanish, but I could sing that song word for word, syllable for syllable, just because I memorized every sound, every syllable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how much I like
It's like you don't know what you're singing, but you know that you're doing it right.
Exactly. All right, here we go. According to a new survey, more than half of young Americans have never seen a cow.
I bet they've eaten them.
The survey shows out of Americans between
Half.
11 and 24 years old, 11 and 24, 54% say they have never seen a cow in real life.
Real question here. Real question.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, have you ever seen a cow?
No. No, just
Have
kidding.
you-
Yes. I
have you?
Yes. Yes. Of course.
I mean, you're a city girl.
I am.
so
Yeah. It's
it-
not out of the question. That I've definitely. It's
worth
something.
asking.
Yes, it's worth asking for sure.
I mean, you'd think you'd at least see one while you're traveling.
Yeah, just driving somewhere.
That's
just
crazy.
out there in the open.
Over
grazing.
half of young Americans have never seen a cow. In that same age range, 43% have never gone camping or even hiking.
That doesn't surprise me.
And it says, and the survey also says that 27% have never seen the sunrise.
Oh, wow.
What?
I'm not
Would
a
they
fan of
know a
sunrises.
cow if it bit them?
Yeah, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. Oh my gosh.
Heck yeah.
It depends on the night.
I guess if the
Sunrise
night
could
is
be
still-
real fun.
I don't
Yeah.
remember the sunset, but I was there for the sunrise.
I don't know how. I very few times have I ever woken up to see a sunrise, but I've still
Yes,
been up
Yep.
many times.
And it was a fun night.
In elementary school
You
in a word that I can't pronounce, France, a city that I'm not going to even
France?
try. An elementary school in
Oh,
France,
Paris.
a city that I can't. Yeah, oh, that's it, Paris.
That's it.
Had to institute a new ban last week. The ban is on parents
ban.
throwing ban. The ban is on parents throwing their kids over the fence when they're late. The school has a 6-foot high
See, Europe
steel
just does
fence.
things differently.
School has a 6-foot high steel fence with a gate that closes at 8:30 a.m. And it turns out that was very difficult for some parents to get there on time. The principal says, quote, parents arriving after the bell were literally throwing their kids over
What kind of
the
school?
wall.
Does it say age of the school?
No, it did not.
Oh, that's like
Elementary school.
Preschool?
It's an elementary school.
Good
so,
grief.
Yeah.
So they're light enough.
The principal said it didn't happen every day, but it happened enough that they were worried that a child was going to get hurt.
This late in the game.
Unwritten
If it
rule?
happens
Yeah.
twice, aren't you concerned?
Yeah.
Like, how many more times than twice?
That's funny.
Right.
That's funny. Do you guys remember being late to school and like missing the bus?
I was never late, so.
I remember yes, and I remember being probably the main reason why we were always, because I'm not a morning person per se, and it's super stressful. I've tried very hard with like when I took my kids to school to emphasize getting there like when the doors open, just to take that anxiety that I had growing up away, because it's not a good way to start your day.
You won't be surprised to know that I am running late.
No.
Tony was the one throwing his children over the fence. Just a hard to get started.
For that reason.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know that about me. Let's do this one while we have some time. A new survey reveals the extent Americans have gone while eating their Thanksgiving meals. I want everybody to say if you've done what each one of these things that I am going to say. We'll start out a little more common and work down. So this is a survey of the people that we're asking Americans how much they have eaten essentially on Thanksgiving. 45% have eaten so much they've had to unbutton their pants.
I have
You
not
were
had to
stretchy.
do
Yes or no?
I have not had to do
No.
that.
I've never done that.
I think maybe. Probably.
I'm going to say probably on that. 43% have eaten more than one of the same meal in a day, like 2 dinners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, easy peasy.
It's a must.
Maybe 3.
No,
never 2 meals, never 2 big dinners on Thanksgiving.
no, but my traditions didn't really allow for that. So
Okay. 43% have eaten more than 1 dessert at a meal.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yes.
yeah, maybe like
35% have eaten more than 3 meals in the day.
Oh,
More than 3.
More than
Not
3?
3, more than
Big
3.
mama.
oh, lifestyle.
35% have eaten more than 3 meals in the day
But no
on
judgment.
Thanksgiving.
No judgment. Whoa, Nelly.
But big mama.
But she coming round.
30% have eaten until they felt sick.
That's my least favorite feeling in the world. Is
I've definitely
being
done
full.
it though.
Oh, Tony.
I've definitely done it.
This is just at Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, just
Yeah, I don't think I've done
Thanksgiving. Yep.
No.
25% have eaten an extra large midnight snack.
Yeah.
And 12% have hid the food for them to eat later.
Hidden it.
They've hidden it from the
In
family.
the back of the fridge.
So
it's-
issues we need to
so
discuss
they-
on that one.
So nobody else can get it and they can have it later.
Yeah. I'll do it every year. I think.
Sing Black Velvet, Katie.
No,
it.
guys, no.
You need to do
No,
it.
no,
Everybody
no.
wants
Do
to
the
hear it.
dance you were going to do to Blink.
Everybody wants to hear it. Go
No,
sing.
nobody's
Tony.
gonna-
Make it happen.
That's not going to happen. Wow.
It's an old favorite.
DGS coming up next. You guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
So beat the drum with me.